There you go, Stu. You got to hear it twice.
I know, that does make me feel better.
I'm pretty psyched about it.
All right. So we're back. Welcome to everybody that is watching. Boy, look at this. In September of 2020, which seems like simultaneously last week and 7 years ago, we started this when the movies were just these little budgeted slasher in a camp setting. And now here we are in February of 2021, and we're in motherfucking space. How did this happen?
Still with a very little budget.
Yes, yeah. Well, yeah. I think we kind of went from like low budget, and then we got like midway through, got to the best it was going to get, and now we're in the ending.
Falling back down.
We are essentially in the end game of the Friday the 13th. This is the last one, right? This is the last of what you can consider the original of the series, right?
Because next is Freddy versus Jason. And then the remake. And then I'm very excited for the fan films because I've never seen any of those. It's going to be like Jason Goes to Hell for Larry, except good. Hopefully.
Yes,
I hear good things.
Hopefully good. Now, if you've noticed, today is February 5th. We haven't done one of these since January 5th. And it wasn't because we didn't want to. It's because Jason Goes to Hell was so fucking bad that I didn't know if we could continue. It hurt too much. Larry, I think, was still smarting, as they say, from it. Holly and Chris, good evening. Lindsay is just here for Stu test driving lunch meats. No lunch meats tonight. Sorry about that, folks.
No, I'm going to tell people things and nobody's going to want to know this. Oh. I've eaten a pint of blueberries a day for like the last 2 weeks. My poop is all blueberries now.
Your poop is all blueberries and
all blueberries now. Because they're great. They're great. I love blueberries.
So for no other reason than they're great.
Yeah, they're great. I keep telling my wife to get them every time she makes an order for Aldi to deliver to our house.
I'm okay with fresh blueberries. I'm not a big blueberry fan, though.
Great. I don't know that I'm okay with a pint a day. That sounds like a problem.
It makes your poop full of blueberries. It's weird, but what are you gonna do?
It's almost like your poop is like the Captain Crunch that's all berries. It would just be
oops, all poop berries.
Oops. Stews, oops, all blueberry poops. Oh my Lord.
Sounds like a product.
Yeah, it does sound like a product, like a berry that is blue. Absolutely, Eric. Yes. Oh, Patrick's here. Patrick,
hey.
How you feeling? I saw a post yesterday that might have indicated that we have an issue. The issue that everybody on Earth is going through.
Oh no!
Right now. Yeah. Did Stu eat a meatball grinder with his poop berries? Stu,
no. What did I eat today? A steak hoagie. Not from Subway. Not from Subway.
Pint of blueberry comics, says Joe. So yeah, we're here to finish off the original Friday the 13th.
Joe is my buddy now. We talk about how Jason Momoa is Dollar General The Rock on Twitter now.
Joe's a good guy. Joe just recently recorded an episode of the Trash, Tolerable, or Treasure series we do, and we did Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. So that'll be coming out. Yeah, that'll be coming out probably in March. Let's go over before we get into some stuff. Let's start throwing around some of the places we could find everybody here because that's important. Stu I'm right here. Up in the corner is to be found at swoproductions.com. Great articles, wrestling, anime, Disney movies, Pop-Tart Quest. I always bring up Pop-Tart Quest. Now, very recently, you just had one. What was the flavor that it was like your favorite of all time? What was it again?
Oh, the chocolate peanut butter. Both the peanut butter ones are, I think, the two best ones.
All right, chocolate peanut butter Pop-Tarts.
There's regular peanut butter Pop-Tarts, and then there's chocolate peanut butter. They're both very good.
All right. And of course, if you want to find Mr. Larry there, you can go to horrornewsnetwork.net and check out all of his writings there. And if you want to get nostalgic and look back on events of the past, we haven't had one. What has it been? Almost a year, Larry? February, right?
10 days will be a year.
10 days from now will have been a year since the if you were there, the Reanimator Night of the Creeps night. But we're coming back strong. Now, I'm not going to say anything that hasn't been said, but Larry, you did say for people to watch out for 2 dates. What are the 2 dates to just watch out for? That's it. That's all we're saying.
Watch. Look out, man. May 15th and May 22nd are the 2 dates to look out for. Now, I've been getting a lot of people, so I'll dispel this rumor right now. A lot of people who think that that's our first dates back at the Strand. That is not true.
No.
The Strand is the Strand. They may open before that. There's word that they're going to start doing some shows next month, even. But we'll see. But we'll see when I feel like I'm not going to do it until I feel like it's safe to do it, and that's the bottom line. They can do whatever they want. They own that theater. That's on them. I'm not going to jam people into the place until I think everybody's ready to be jammed into the place safely. So no, the 15th and the 22nd of May will not be Strand dates, but we should have something fun going on both those days.
All right. Okay, so one more thing before we start rolling. We talked about this at the end of the last episode, Scary Larry's Pint of Horrors Season 2. We finished off Season 1 with Poltergeist. That was a lot of fun. I fully admit I'm still not a huge fan, but better than I had said. It was not as overrated as I said. But we now have the first movie that will be coming, that we'll be recording fairly soon and getting out to you guys. You guys voted. There was four films to be picked. You guys voted, and the winner and the first episode of Season 2 is Nicolas Cage and Selma Blair, Mom and Dad, which I'm excited about because I have not seen this. So
awesome.
Yeah, you
So much
don't
fun.
vote against Nicolas Cage.
yeah, I pretty much knew once Nicolas Cage ended up in the running that people were either going to want to see it for
You
a
know-
million different reasons.
You know what? I hate Nicolas Cage until like 3 years ago. Like before that, you can take your Peggy Sue Got Married and shove it straight in your ass. I have no time for Nicolas Cage and his brand of overacting. Until like 3 years ago, he just started putting out like good movie after good movie, from Mom and Dad to Mandy, Color Out of Space. Like, dude's on fire. Like I'm turned around. Not so turned around that I'm going to go back and enjoy Face Off, because that's just not going to happen. But I'm on the Nick Cage camp right now. I'm in there.
All right, yeah, I haven't seen Color Out of Space yet. That was on Lloyd's top 5 of last year, and I know Larry, it was your number 1, so I can't wait to watch that. I'm a huge fan of Mandy. Mandy was
Crazy.
crazy. What a fucking nut! So if anybody out there has not seen Mandy, absolutely get out and see Mandy. Patrick is feeling like shit but still conscious. Thanks for asking.
That's all you can hope for.
Yeah, all you can hope for.
Consciousness. All you can hope for is consciousness. That's all.
That's all you can hope for. Good news. You might have heard through you'll hear it on one of our episodes, but my co-host Lloyd, who never does these episodes with us, he came through the COVID today. He's all set, all done. I'm not sure what episode it's going to be. It might be one of the ones coming out later this month, but you'll definitely be able to tell that he was sick when we recorded, because
Oh no!
this doesn't sound good, and he's coughing left and right. And I said,
Oh.
you want to keep going? But yeah, he got through it good, so he's doing well.
My God.
Yeah, this whole fucking thing, what a nightmare. Joe says he's agreed with Stu twice now. That's 2 times more than most people.
Yeah, totally.
And there's only brown sugar Pop-Tarts. I think he would disagree with that.
Ugh.
I think he would disagree with
That's
that
like
totally.
that's like the exact medium flavor of Pop Tarts. Like, there are worse, but there are better. Like,
I love those, but you know the biggest thing about that one compared to any other, my 2 favorite Pop-Tarts are brown sugar cinnamon, the ones he's talking about, and the frosted cherry, right?
frosted cherry is good.
The brown sugar cinnamon, I love the flavor, but like the consistency compared to other pop, they're so fucking dry. I don't know if it's just like
It's like
It's
eating a
just
mouthful
because-
of sand.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's cinnamon.
Have you
I
ever
get it.
tried to eat brown sugar and or cinnamon?
I'm not saying there's
They're
not
both
logic
dry
behind it.
products. They're dry
I'm
I
not
feel
products.
saying
like-
there's not logic.
With all that there are in the world, I feel like if you tell me my favorite Pop Tart is brown cinnamon sugar, you're like the kind of person who just eats a big bowl of vanilla ice cream with nothing on it. And you're just like, no fancy sprinkles. I just want my plain vanilla ice cream, thank you.
I'm glad to know that you call them sprinkles out in Pennsylvania. And that what is some
Jimmy's.
Jimmy's,
Yeah.
Well,
Shots.
I think they're different. Like, there's
I
some
think shots are those little round ones that I don't know why the fuck you'd eat them. You ever see
shots.
those? Yeah. Oh, you see, you don't know what shots are.
Yeah.
Yeah. He knows.
I know what you're talking about, the little round ones, but
Yeah. Yeah, those are
Yeah.
called shots in our world over here. All right, let's see real quick. Let's get into some of the comments here.
vanilla ice cream is good, but there's more out there.
So
There's-
bad Lieutenant Port of Call. Eric brings up that
Right.
was a Nicolas Cage film. It was the
Yeah,
It was
no.
the yeah.
Let's leave Bad Lieutenant with Harvey Keitel and just leave it alone.
Yeah.
That's it.
Being a parent of 3, I'm really conflicted to root for in this film. Best part of Mandy was seeing Bill
Jason
Duke.
X? Oh.
Yeah,
No.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Dino meant by that. S'mores is a good one.
S'mores is
Oh.
very good.
That's it.
That's the gateway flavor of Pop-Tarts. Once you have s'mores, you're like, I would like to try all these other ones.
Holly does have a good point. Don't knock classic vanilla. Vanilla is good.
Yeah.
Vanilla is very good. Joe hates vanilla ice cream. How could you hate something that tastes like nothing, Joe? I mean, it's just I hate water.
Holly had a good question though. Toasted or raw?
Yeah, I think you do
That's
all
a
yours
good
toasted, right?
I review them. Each flavor, I talk about whether they're better toasted or raw. And generally, toasted is the answer, but there are a few that raw is better.
I gotta say, I'm really not a huge junk food person, but you would never know it by looking at me. But I probably have had, I don't know, a handful of Pop-Tarts in like the past couple of years. I haven't toasted a Pop-Tart since I was a kid, I don't think.
No, me neither.
Yeah,
I think
you don't
now
have to,
I'm at the spot where I'm just like, if there's a Pop-Tart, I'm like, I'm not waiting around. Because if I'm eating a Pop-Tart, I'm obviously already fucking desperate if I'm eating a Pop-Tart. So I'm not gonna take the time to wait for it to fucking toast.
I'm not made of time, Pop-Tart.
Yeah,
I need
absolutely.
you now.
What do you think?
You're lucky I cook a fucking hot dog because I know those goddamn things are cooked. So you're lucky I'm not just taking it out of the
Don't
fridge.
let
and eating
John. Don't let John know. He'll probably fucking start boiling his Pop-Tarts.
It's
it.
just one thing.
A New England boiled Pop-Tart dinner.
It's just one thing, Stu. We only boil one thing up here, and that's a delicious.
You said it was a whole dinner. You're like, boil the whole dinner. I don't trust it. Don't boil Pop-Tarts. They'll get very soggy.
Noted Larry Raw Dog's Pop-Tarts.
I do.
And,
Holly sent me a picture. She actually has a Jason X action figure,
Ooh.
which I didn't
Jason X
know.
action figure.
Yeah, I'm glad she's the one who bought one. That's cool. That's
Well,
People don't appreciate your Jason's X.
yeah. All right.
Let's get into here it is, the star of the show right here. I got it right here. Jason X. This is from the brand new series, brand new Blu-ray box set. Boy,
Now, how far does that go?
Through
How
everything.
far does the box set go?
Everything.
Everything except
Oh,
it doesn't have Freddy vs. Jason, right? I don't
Yes,
think
it does.
Does it? I haven't looked. Yeah, okay.
Everything. Plus the remake, the 2009 or whatever remake
Okay.
it was.
Sweet.
The only thing it doesn't have isn't a movie. It doesn't have Crystal Lake Memories, which I thought it might come with, but it didn't.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I watched about the last time we talked heavily about the making of documentary on Jason Goes to Hell because
God
that was
damn
the
it.
best. That was the
You
best part of the whole
you
thing.
people and your director.
I watched the first 6 minutes of this one and I said, "Fuck this guy."
Yeah.
I
I got 4 minutes further than John.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before I was like, "Fuck, this guy's a fucking asshole." I was like, "Fuck this guy."
Yeah. This
Teach him.
Well, they really were. They were kind of dicky about a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's just the one where Jason kills those people. It absolutely is.
Yeah.
It absolutely is the one where Jason kills those people.
Mhm.
So, directed by Jim Isaac, who actually passed away in 2012. He made a couple other low budget films. He also, and this was written by a guy named Todd Farmer. Now,
Fuck that guy.
yeah.
Fuck him.
So in the beginning of the documentary, they're talking about the fact that Freddy vs. Jason was set up at the end of Jason Goes to Hell. That's right. It's going to happen. And that's 1993. So in 1983, that's what they're going to do. So now they're waiting to make that movie. And until that movie's made, they're not letting them move forward with any Jason movies by themselves. So in the meantime, I guess New Line said, go ahead and write a script. We'll get it ready. Come up with an idea. Multiple ideas were had. One of them was, and this was the one where I shut the documentary off, was where they said that it was going to be Jason in the snow, right? He said it would be, and the writer goes, this was a great idea because he goes, imagine blood in the snow and the crunching under Jason's feet. And he goes, and think about it this way. There's never been since The Shining a great horror movie that takes place in a winter environment. And The Thing, which is one of the greatest movies of all time, went, fuck you. And I just went, what is this guy? I can't even listen to this guy anymore. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. So I just shut that off. I didn't want to watch it anymore.
Yep.
You saw the same thing, Larry, right? I mean, this guy.
Yeah, I got through. Like I said, I got through a little further than you. The majority of my hatred was based towards the screenwriter. Yeah, Holly said what I said last night. I was like, fucking Frozen. Frozen's a genius movie, and it's all in the snow. It's on a goddamn ski lift. Whatever.
Yeah, that is a good movie. That unfortunately named the same thing as a much bigger movie.
I was gonna say Frozen.
Yeah, no,
I thought
yes.
Holly was being facetious. The Frozen was a horror movie.
Let it
No.
go. Let it go.
That's Adam Green, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
three
that's good.
three kids, Stu. They go to a one of them is played by the kid who played Iceman in the X-Men movies. I
Oh,
can't remember
okay.
his name. They go to a ski resort, and like they're told it's closing. I can't remember if they're trying to get it for free. I can't remember the situation, but they get up on the lift, and they go up on the lift, and the lift is going up. It's nighttime. It's getting to be nighttime, and the place like miscounts and goes, okay, everybody's all set. They close down.
Oh, it's the plot to Open Water.
It
I've seen
is-
Open Water.
Yes, it's essentially open water, but now these kids are up on a lift, like I don't know how many feet that is, and there's wolves. Holly says
I've heard of
it's on
this.
Tubi.
Okay, yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
of this.
It's actually-
what you're
it's actually pretty
describing. I am familiar with.
Yeah,
It's
it's
actually
good.
pretty good. Yeah,
It's a good job. It really is. But yeah, my main problem was with the screenwriter on that making of. I couldn't fucking deal with him. He was just such a fucking cocky. Whatever. All right. You know what? I hope he's watching.
Right.
Fuck you. If you're watching, fuck you.
If I
I
made
like-
Jason X, I would also be very cocky.
I'd like to see Eric go in
A solid return to greatness for the Friday the 13th franchise.
All right.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. I'd like to see Eric go into a studio with his pitch right here. Okay, guys, listen. I got the idea.
Die
for you.
Hard on a ski lift.
It's Die Hard, except on a ski lift. And here's $17 million. Make that thing. All right. So the last couple of movies have had dwindling returns. Spoiler alert, this one didn't do any better. This one was filmed in 2000 and shelved for almost 2 years here. It came out in, I think, Europe a year earlier than here, or 6 months earlier.
Fancy for Europe.
This is essentially, if you want to get right down to it, this is Space Jason. This does take place in space. This does take place on a ship. And it's essentially Space Jason versus an all-Canadian cast. So it's almost like Jason the CW show. All the actors are Canadians. You don't know anybody in this movie at all. Not that you know anybody in the previous ones, but
I think
these people,
I think it's like the cast of Degrassi Junior High or something.
yeah, it's
I would
certainly.
say this is not the kind of thing I usually comment on. I try to be a better person than this. But watching this movie, the one thing I kept thinking of, this is the hottest cat Jason has had.
Yep, I actually, Larry sent me a text saying a lot of kills in this one, and I said this thing has a couple things going for it. It's got a lot of kills, and it has easily the hottest girls, overall in that we've gotten so far. And I don't know if it has anything to do with that Canadian blood. I don't know. We got some people here. Joe saw it in the theaters. Eric saw it in the theaters. Larry, did you see this in the theaters?
I did not. The last one I saw in the theater was 8. 8 was the last one I saw in the theater.
And Stu, did you see this in the theaters?
I think I saw this one in theaters. I saw Freddy versus Jason in theaters, and I saw the remake in theaters. I don't think I saw this one.
Okay, I certainly didn't. I will say this: I saw it when it came out on DVD. A friend of mine who's a big fan told me to watch it, and I absolutely hated it. But let's get into it. Let's talk about it and see.
That's a
and
fair
see if-
reaction. That's a fair reaction.
Let's see if anything changed. Okay, so right off the bat, you got to know, if you've never seen it, you got to know a few things. Dino saw it too. If you've never seen it, here's what you got to know. You got to know it's in space. It's Jason versus a bunch of Canadian actors. And have you ever seen Aliens? Anybody? Raise your hand if you've seen Aliens.
It's just Jason versus aliens. I love it.
It's the entirety.
Well, Jason is the alien.
Yeah, this movie is the entirety of Aliens. Just fucking scenes are lifted out of Aliens. Like it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
So
Game over, man.
honestly, there's the scene. Jump around a little bit, but there's a couple that jumped right at me. There's a scene where they lock Jason, I think, out of the airlock, and they're all in the room, and they hear, and they're like looking around. It's the scene in Aliens where they're like, that's not possible. That's inside the room. That scene when he shows up, and then there's the scene where he's killing all the Marines in that, like, I don't know, that giant garage area or hangar area, and and the main character is it's called a homage. No, it's not. It's ripped off. Matter of fact, what did the screenwriter say, Larry, exactly about aliens?
Oh, I texted you like word for word what he said last night, but I was so angry that I blocked it out of my fucking head. He's
So
just,
paraphrasing.
oh, that's right. He said, he's like, yeah, you know, it was something like it was kind of, you know, we ripped off Aliens, but James Cameron has enough money, so whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
It's not a ripoff. It's a lampooning.
Yeah, it's like if I go rewrite fucking "Injustice for All" by Metallica and put it out just because, you know, hey, Lars has enough money. Doesn't matter. Doesn't work like that. That's not how things work.
All right.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
there's Spielberg. Spielberg, what's going on? All right. So we get into this thing, and it starts in the year 2010. All right. So we're in the not too distant future from, at that time, 2001 or 2002. And we start off with, where are we at? We're at Crystal Lake Facility.
Oh God, the Crystal Lake Research Center that like 6 people work at. I don't understand this. Is this hey, all right? Somebody fucking put this together for me. Is this giant facility built just to study Jason?
I think it might be. Stu.
But nobody's studying him. They're just suspending him from the fucking ceiling. Nobody's studying him until David Cronenberg decides it's time to fucking study him.
Okay, I want to get to that 1 second. I just got to say something, Stu. Stu, I think you're breaking up or you're not on.
Oh, can you not hear me?
You're good
yeah.
again. You're good
Okay.
again. You broke up a few times. Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. All right.
It's probably the blueberries causing interference.
Yeah. So, okay. So we go into this facility. We've got
The Jason
easily
facility.
the Jason facility, Camp Crystal Lake facility. Now we've got easily the hottest girl we've had so far.
Oh my God. Yeah. She's beautiful.
Lexa Doig, who played, if you're a fan of Arrow on the WCW, she played Talia al Ghul. She's hotter now.
Oh.
So like she's hotter as like 45 than she was probably at 25. But yeah, so we immediately get a treat by getting the best looking woman we've had in any of these movies. She pops up. She's a sciencer of some sort.
She's a sciencer or a soldier or something.
It's not really made clear what she is.
No, but she's real good with guns.
She is. She's good with guns. Crystal Lake Research Center is a short boat trip from Manhattan. This is true. This is true. We know this from the 2 movies ago.
Right.
So we have a facility where Jason we've learned that they're studying him because his regenerative properties are unreal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So again, yeah, go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I have a question already.
Yeah.
So you just mentioned his regenerative qualities. Is that why his head and face are like normal under the mask?
Yes. Yeah, he's growing back into being a person.
Yeah.
He's growing hair again.
He's got a really fuzzy head going on. And
the area around his eye is clearly just human.
Completely normal. He's got fingers again, whereas 2 movies ago he was just skeleton bones. So I'm assuming that these regenerative qualities, which has nothing to do with what they told us in the past movie, by the way, you know, about his heart and they've kind of
Jason lizard that absorbs people.
Right, because let's not forget, lest we forget, when we left Jason, he was in hell.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. You're right.
Let's not forget that. And now he's suspended from the ceiling.
Well, if you want to
in his own research facility.
If you want to get real tight with the timeline of this whole thing, this is after Freddy vs. Jason. So I think he looked a little more normal in Freddy vs. Jason too. Now I know that comes much later than this, but if you're dropping it into a flow chart, that's where this thing takes place. Now, Dino did say something I find quite funny. Hotter Fro Jason. What was with the little usually he's got like that
little tufts of hair.
Yeah.
It looked like he had just had like fucking implant surgery, and there was just like little puffs growing. I don't know. It was very strange looking.
Multiple Jason's theory. This is another Jason.
This is a different Jason.
Jason has never had hair to this point.
It's true.
I like the fact that I think Holly and Eric are on the same page. He's got Kane Otter's eyes, not to be confused with Betty Davis eyes. His hair is Harlow gold. He's got Kane hotter eyes.
He's got Kane hotter eyes.
and Chris says Jason escapes hell a lot.
Yeah.
Jason escapes hell more than the guys on Supernatural. If you've ever watched Supernatural, every season ends with one of the two brothers stuck in hell, and then the next season is one of them getting out of hell and not remembering their entirety of hell, and not it's crazy. I enjoy that show. But my lord, I know it's over, but my lord, get someone else to write this thing for a little while, because there's only so many times they could die and go to hell.
Yeah. Seasons like 6 through 10 of Supernatural were real bad. That
show, you know what's good about that show when it gets to that point are the occasional standalone episodes that are really good.
Yeah.
Like the one about the sandwich that everybody was addicted to. What was the turducken slammer that the whole town was like
that, yeah.
Certain ones like that were great, but other than that, yeah, you're right. All right, so Jason has this entire facility. They're checking him out. David Cronenberg shows up.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, I read about this. This is why David Cronenberg shows up. Jason Isaacs, the director of this film, was a special effects guy. He worked on some of Cronenberg's stuff. So he did it as a favor to Isaacs. He said, I'll be in your movie, but you have to kill me on screen. So David Cronenberg, director of Scanners and a movie that I saw way too young. What was the one with the twin gynecologists? I should never have seen that fucking thing.
Twin gynecologists?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name? The fucking handsome guy.
Jeremy Irons.
Oh, I can't think of it. Oh, whatever. Don't worry about it. Everybody knows.
All right, hold on. Did you notice the intro music sounds just like Raiders? I didn't.
I didn't.
But I can say this: the music has fully gone back to Harry Manfredini. He is back. He was back the last one too, but he kind of took a break off in like the, I think, 7 and 8 area, and he is back to do this. Yes, Larry. Yes, Mr. Dwyer in the first row.
Dead Ringers.
Dead Ringers. Yes. Yeah. I should not have seen that when I was like 12 years old.
No, you shouldn't see any Cronenberg at 12. I saw Videodrome at like 10. That was stupid. Like, you shouldn't be watching Debbie Harry, and just shouldn't be watching Debbie Harry at all at 10 years old.
I think the first one I ever saw was the one that Eric notes here, The Fly. And that was disturbing enough, but that was straightforward. You know what I mean? Like, fairly straightforward. Dead Ringers is fucking weird.
Yeah, it is.
There's another actor in this, Robert Silverman, who is in like 4 to 5. Okay, so maybe they kind of shared him out a little bit. And I wanted to bring this up before I forget, and Larry knew this, but I'll see if Stu knows this.
If it's about David Cronenberg, I don't.
No. The actor who plays who's the lead Marine?
Brodsky?
Brodsky or whatever.
Brodsky, something like that. I recognize him, but I can't place where.
Yeah, you can.
Here's where you recognize him. Picture him at the end of a foot getting kicked into a pit.
Okay.
Sparta!
Okay, yeah.
He's the guy that Gerard Butler kicks into the pit in 300.
Yeah, I can see. It was bothering me the whole movie. I was like, where do I know this guy from?
Yeah, and if I was with you, I mean, I know COVID is a thing. If I was with you, I would spit all over your face as Gerard Butler does in that scene, very disgustingly. So yeah, they have this facility, and they're going to check Jason out. That's what they're doing because he can regenerate, and you immediately get the first of the many alien vibes, where the Cronenberg character kind of basically says that they want to use this as like in nefarious means, like almost like weaponizing him, very much like Burke with the aliens and Weyland-Yutani and all this stuff. So we've already kind of worked into how this thing is moving. For no good reason whatsoever, one of the soldiers there decides to put a blankie over Jason. I think he's
like, I don't want to look at Jason.
I don't want to look at him anymore. And of course,
it's the best Jason has ever looked, but I don't want to look at it.
Yeah, puts it over, and then next thing you know, he's killed. Lexa Doig. What was her name in this movie? Did she have a name?
Rowan.
Yes.
Rowan.
Yeah, there you go.
Rowan. Okay. So Rowan and Jason ends up killing basically everybody in there.
I like how Rowan spends the entire movie mad that David Cronenberg, his henchman, came in and it's like, oh, it's their fault Jason got free. Jason was already free before they entered the room.
Yes, he was.
This was already going to happen.
Yeah.
Yep. Predetermined this was going to happen. So she becomes the final girl in the first 10 minutes of the movie. Jason's chasing her around, and we end up in a cryo chamber. And we know what's going to happen in a cryo chamber, right, guys? What's going to happen?
Cryo things,
right? Absolutely. Now, she locks Jason into a freezer where he is going to be put to a cryogenic sleep for the next 18,000 years. But we got to remember that Jason could do things nobody else could do. He puts a standard machete through a door that I can
Through
only
like
imagine.
a foot worth of door.
Yeah.
A
It's like-
foot worth of door, steel door, puts it right through.
And not only that, but he has no room to angle. So it's like with the Bruce Lee 1-inch punch that he gets it right through there too.
Yeah. So puts it right through, gets Rowan, stabs her in the stomach, and as things happen, the room starts to fill with because he put the machete through the cryogenic
Cryo is leaking.
cryo stuff. Joe again is a scientist. If you can give me what that would be called, Joe, the cryostasis fluids, maybe. I don't know if you know that.
Captain America juice.
Yeah, the Captain America juice puts both of them to sleep, and then we jump to. Do they ever say how it's 24:55? Right.
Right.
There's problems. There's problems with this timeline. I sat down and I did a little math with this timeline, and there are problems. But you're right. They said Dr. Shithead, whatever that guy's name was, the leader of the expedition to uncover frozen bodies, whatever the fuck they do on that stupid ship. He does tell Rowan that it's 24:55, and then what's her name there? Shirley Manson robot. I don't know the robot.
KM?
Yeah, the robot that sang for Garbage. She mentioned that Rowan had been asleep for 455 years, which is the year 2000. So already the timeline's fucked up because they had originally said that this took place in 2010. So you fucked up there. But then Shirley Manson robot also says that this cryo chamber was built in 2010. So hold on. Then how was she asleep for 455 years? She was asleep 10 years before they even built the fucking cryo chamber. Yeah, come on.
They built it
Come
around.
on, writer. Again,
Build
fuck
it
this
around
writer. Fuck this writer. Okay, can't even do some simple math.
Yeah. So this crew show up and they turn out to be essentially a school. Is that what they are? I'm so confused.
They're on like space field trip.
They're on a space field trip. And I guess if you want to get into it, because we always kind of talk about the campers, this is our version of the campers. So we have the professor, who the most we know about him is he's greedy and he likes to have his nipples twisted with a hole punch or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Why did that scene make the final cut of this movie?
Well,
that doesn't mean anything.
Not only does he
So Stu, if they had cut all the nonsensical things in this film, we'd have a 5-minute movie.
Yeah,
we would have a 5-minute movie.
So we know the professor likes to have one of the girls sit basically on him. They're not really having sex while he's wearing a teddy, and she's ripping his nipples apart with a fucking giant set of tongs.
Yeah.
So that's that character. Then there's the girl who the most we know about her is that she likes to sit on this professor while doing that, and then
she was trying to get a better grade. She was trying to get a passing grade.
She was trying to get a passing grade.
Was she the one who had the shirt?
Yes.
That was, okay. Yeah.
I was a fan.
Great.
I want that to become fashionable.
I will fully admit I was a big fan of that shirt.
Yeah. I'd like to wear it. I'd like to wear that shirt. Personally.
I heard of the director's cut. The dad from Part 7 pops out of a nebula. Larry, I heard you say you wanted to wear that shirt. I was ignoring that comment.
I don't blame you.
Because I all right. So we got those two. And then we have guy and girl couple who essentially just fuck. Right. The guy dies really quickly, and the girl becomes the manic person you need in every one of these movies. She's super manic.
Right.
Then we have the really beautiful blonde girl whose most notable thing is her death scene. Yes. She's also very sciencey while wearing a quarter shirt. Mm-hmm. I thought I like this future. The shirt that goes this way, and then like the really smart girl is really hot, and she wears a shirt that shows like her ripped little abs and everything.
And she was very upset about the other two for making out during science time.
Yeah.
She did not like that. There's no time for that.
Yeah, you guys got to go fuck and then come back when you're ready to.
Yeah.
When you're ready for science.
Yeah.
Can you please blow a load and then come back? Because I'm trying. There's a corpse over here, guys.
I have to pull this guy's eyeball out and put it in liquid nitrogen for some reason.
I'm sorry. Kane is from what?
Kwajalein?
Is that his name?
Is that his mom's name? Is that his mother's name? Is that?
Oh, I thought it was like a city.
I don't understand.
Kwajalein, Oklahoma.
Is that a place? Kwajalein?
Holly asks.
I have a computer in front of me.
Holly asks which was better, the student-teacher inappropriateness in Jason Takes Manhattan or Jason X. I'm gonna. Well, the one in Jason Takes Manhattan the teacher seemed like even though he started getting into it, he seemed like he didn't want anything to do with it. This one, the guy he's in a nightie getting his nipples twisted. So I think that's a little bit more, Oh, it's
more
an island.
professional.
It's an island.
Manhattan.
It's an island.
All right, it's an island. It's an island. Everybody knows. Everybody. This is like the episode where this is like the episode where everybody knew what an admiral was, except for us. Okay.
Listen, we never claimed to be bright. Okay.
Listen to Joe Doherty. Kwajalein Atoll is a small island. Wow. Whoa! Look at Pirate Comics.
What's its main export?
Guys that don't know.
Can you tell me what its main export is?
I could cut and paste from Wikipedia too.
Yeah. All right. So then we get the kid that at the time around 2000 2003 was essentially Central Casting had a list of J Muse kids, and they picked this kid,
the Rastafarian kid who loses his arm.
So so he's the J Muse kid at the time. When you were looking for a J Muse type, you got that. Oh, let's see. I used to deal with Quaj for work, which is why I know where it is. Oh, and Joe calls it Quaj.
Well, he's cool with it. He used to do with it from work. They told him he could say that. We can't say that. They told him he could say it.
We get KM, who is the Shirley Manson robot, who we learn later in the movie doesn't get an upgrade; she gets an upload. In one of the latest.
Let's pause. Was he because I watched it several times. Was he insinuating that he screwed her and made her a better fighter?
No,
that was the insinuation.
Oh, was it?
He's like, I gave her an upload. And they were talking earlier that she's like some sex robot or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, he kisses her, and all of a sudden she's like,
I think he's
our
insinuating
chances have gotten better.
Yeah, he insinuated that he fucked her and
sexting her made her better.
Made her a fucking better fighter. All right, writers.
Well, the kiss was insinuated to make their odds of survival go up. How?
Because it made her stronger.
You know what? This is a man writing, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to shit on men because I'm a man.
Yeah.
But this is obviously obviously if this guy kisses her, she'll become a better fighter. Watch what happens when he fucks her.
Yeah.
She'll be able to kill Jason.
She'll have something to fight for. She just needed love in her heart. In her cold robot heart. She just needed love.
Again, if fucking Todd Wolfel or whatever the fucking guy's name is watching, fuck you. All right. You're a terrible writer, sir.
She is.
Like as soon as he kisses her, she's mathematic and like, our chances of survival just went up. So yes, the implication is that affection makes her stronger.
and not even a little. She says we have like a 12% chance of living. And then he kisses her. She's like 63. Like, holy fuck. Imagine if you applied yourself. You'd get out of this with no problem whatsoever,
he screwed her and she killed Jason.
Then she became like Terminatrix.
Right.
I honestly thought that was just the worst use of the wrong word ever. When she said that, I'm like, didn't you mean upgrade? Like, no. Okay, so upload. So she has a load up in. Okay, I get it now. So you get KM, and then you get her Chuck. I think his name is. I think his name is Chuck.
Names. I don't know names in this one. I'm surprised I remember Rowan.
She essentially, or Chuck, or whoever he is, the robot master kid, is essentially dollar store Xander from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
100%. That's what I kept thinking of him, and because they're on a spaceship, I was thinking of Simon from Firefly.
Yeah,
he's Simon, that character. Yeah.
Except Simon's a good character, and this kid is just. And then we get, and I hate to say this, we get the black guy who I don't remember anything about other than he's the black guy. I don't think he really.
There's the other name I remember because his name is Waylander, after the Wayland Yutani from fucking Alien. Come on, guys, try harder, please.
He also
try harder.
He also gets the Vasquez moment of blowing himself up to save everybody. God, this movie just fucking tramples all over Alien. Aliens.
Or does it improve it?
Oh boy, Stu. I'm gonna. You know what? This has been Pint of Comics.
How do you shut off? How do you shut off?
For Scary Larry, I'm John, and that was Stu. We don't know him anymore. So just when you think you have enough of a cast in this movie. Then you find out that there's a cowboy hatted Marines. There's a cowboy hatted pilot. There's a heavy set engineer guy down in the lower decks, and then you meet the fucking Marines. I'm like, every time that we kept this is an hour and a half long movie. Every time a new character popped up, I'm like, what?
Movie, you don't have time for this.
We don't have time for this movie. Although I
Can
think
we
I
talk about the best character in this movie, though, that I absolutely want more information on? The guy that the teacher calls and he's lying in bed and tells him about Jason. Why is that man lying in bed?
He's
I think
tired.
he's tired, sleepy.
I didn't know if the guy was supposed to be like crippled or disabled, and he's like he can't move from his position, but we learn nothing about him.
No, he seems to be a broker of sorts that knows about Jason, and that's it. He is essentially what do you call that in a movie? He is essentially like the info dump about Jason.
Yes, he's exposition man.
Yeah, he's exposition man.
Yeah, that's the guy that Patrick was talking about. Was in a bunch of Cronenberg movies.
Okay, he seemed like he was. Yes, he seemed familiar to me. There needs to be a federal moratorium on spaceship pilots wearing cowboy hats in movies. I totally agree. I immediately thought of the last shitty actual Alien movie where Danny McBride plays the cowboy hatted pilot whose name is Tennessee, because they had to go that far in that one. It's not only wears a cowboy hat, his name is Tennessee in that fucking thing.
Yeah.
So Jason and Rowan get picked up, and through plot machinations, they end up getting unfrozen. And of course, Jason always has a fucking murder boner. So now he is on this ship, middle of space. It does afford him, I don't know if this is the most. I think this might be, hello, someone new, Ray. Ray, what's going on? How are you doing? I think this might be the most kills, 28 kills in this thing.
I believe you'll find he has many more than that because Jason blows up a space station.
He does blow up a space station.
There are at least 60 Marines on that space station, plus whoever else we're not told about.
Yeah, okay.
This is like Jason's Invisible Man, where he just blows up a whole train and that pumps up his death.
I shall start a wild path of murder and mayhem. Oh, Jason, you suck.
Oh, your Claude Rains is fantastic.
It's been a while. I actually almost you came just in time to hear Murder Boner. I actually almost threw the Invisible Man in again the other day. I'm going to pretty soon.
That's so good. It's so good.
It's such a good movie. The director plays Dallas. Who is Dallas in this? Was that the
guy with the cowboy hat? Probably.
Cowboy hat?
No,
he's an actor guy.
Yeah, he's an actor. He was in the
things.
He was in the Dawn of the Dead remake. That guy.
Oh, right. Yeah, he was one of the zombies.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to watch that again.
Yep. Okay, so and there we go again. We're talking about aliens, Alien, Dallas. We just can't stop.
Maybe they mean the director plays against the Dallas Cowboys sometimes.
Maybe he plays for the Dallas Cowboys.
Maybe. All right. So
they did have a lot of quarterbacks this year.
They did.
He could have been one of them.
One of the many. The one who shot JR. No, not let's see. Not the cowboy hat, but he does get killed. Well, Holly, that doesn't help. 28 people plus 60 plus more get killed in this movie. So the only person that survives in this movie is Rowan. All right, does she survive? Yes. And the guy who Xander,
the guy who has KM's head too.
KM's head, and the guy in bed. The guy in bed's safe because he's in bed.
He's in bed.
Sure. And he's
elsewhere.
Yeah, he's on Earth.
Hey, don't forget don't forget the couple who are watching fucking Jason enter the atmosphere. They survive. Survive. Sorry, I got ahead of myself.
They clearly don't, because like a good Jason victim, they go to investigate something they have no business investigating.
Of course.
Also, who is like, oh look, a shooting star. Oh look, it landed in the lake.
Yeah. How the fuck do they know that? How the fuck do you know that? Are you like, do you have a 3-dimensional map in front of you?
Are you questioning this? Are you questioning the logic of this film?
I would never.
Are you seriously?
I heart this movie, but it has issues.
Oh, okay.
So he's not the director. He's the screenwriter. He's the screenwriter. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and he's the dude playing the fucking game against.
Against Jay.
Yeah, and Azrael, Jay's character, he gets the Bane Batman treatment.
After losing his arm, did we even talk about that?
So let's talk about that.
It back.
He does get it back.
Jason
the future has nanobots.
Jason gets frozen in 2010 with in this position. Because he stabs Rowan, then he's gonna slash her through that foot wide door. He's like this, gets frozen. So when they get him out, he's obviously frozen like that. He's got the machete and his body falls on top of the Azrael kid. And
with apparently like a nano blade on
Yeah.
his machete.
and the arm takes off, or the blade takes off Azrael's arm as it would. And this is just a plot device that's going to let us know that we are in a world of nano spiders or bots or bugs, whatever the fuck they are, that are going to be able to
get the healing factor.
Exactly. We got a healing factor right off the bat. In the future, in 2455, you cut your arm off by mistake with a frozen mass murderer from the 400 years in the past. Don't worry about it. If you've got one of those beds, you're just gonna be able to lay in it. It's gonna reattach your arm.
We need to talk about something really disturbing.
Okay.
Robot Shirley Manson said that we have 3 more years of pro hockey, and that's it.
That's it, Chet. 2024, they outlawed
did.
hockey.
They outlawed hockey. Yeah.
They outlawed hockey in 3 years. So, come on, Blackhawks, let's go, baby.
Let's bring back the mighty whale. Bring back the mighty whale for
I
those
would love it. I would fucking love if the whale
Whale.
came back.
Those were the best jerseys.
No, they weren't. They were terrible, but it was just great to go
Green
to.
and purple
Yeah,
and gray.
Just
So you know
great to go see fucking whale games, though.
It
really
was. Now, see, Stu, you live in Pittsburgh, so I'm sure that it's not easy to go just walk into a Penguins game at any point. You could literally be walking by the Civic Center on any night and just go, I'm going to go to a Whalers game now.
Yeah.
Walk in and just get tickets like you were going to a Tuesday afternoon movie.
When I was in college, like the few years before we drafted Sidney Crosby, it was exactly like that. You just walked up to the Civic Arena and were like, I have $10. I would like to watch a Penguin, please.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I never would have thought that was ever a thing, really. Because I
those-
thought hockey was always big in Pittsburgh.
They will tell you it was, but 100% like from
Sidney Crosby.
the time Yager left until we drafted Sid.
Yeah.
No. I went a couple times in college because my roommate was from Philly, and Penguins games were essentially Flyers home games.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I never would have
really?
thought that. I never would have thought that. Fuck Sidney Crosby, by the way, but okay.
No, all Pittsburgh sports fans are fair weather fans. Don't let them tell you any different.
Good to know.
No, not the Steelers fans, right?
No,
Steelers
they are.
fans Are they really?
Yeah. The Steelers are just always at least somewhat good, so it's no problem. If the Steelers were like 4-12 for 3 years, you'd never hear about the Steelers.
Was it hard for you when the
It's always
Steelers and
hard for
Seahawks,
me that they're good because I hate them.
when the Steelers and Seahawks were in the Super Bowl and you're a Seahawks fan?
Yeah.
Was that awkward living in Pittsburgh? Like, did people like fucking smash your windows and stuff? Like, if they saw you wearing.
I got some good-natured taunting. That was pretty much it. Like I'd wear my Sean Alexander jersey leading up to that game, but no, nobody was really particularly aggressive about it.
All right, I went to Cleveland one time. The original Browns in 1995. I went to see a game there the last year they played. So me and my buddy went, and we went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and we went to one of the last ever Browns games at home. It was against the Packers. My buddy is a huge Steelers fan, and he wore a Steelers jersey. And we were walking down the concourse, like we got our beers. We were walking back to the seats, and there was this like Cleveland woman, right? She's in like a jersey. She's got like a Kozar jersey on, and she's got what I can only describe as what I assume are her two boyfriends or her husband and a boyfriend. I don't know how they do it in Cleveland, but they're walking towards us, and the guys are just nice and respectful. And she walks by and she looks at my buddy in the Steelers jersey and she goes, "Fuck you and your fucking Steelers, asshole!" And I went, "Let's get out of Cleveland now. Let's get out of Cleveland right."
That woman has
now.
the right attitude.
Is it time to leave?
Should we leave Ohio at this moment? Because I think Connecticut is calling. Real quick, Stu. The other thing that's crazy about the Whale is that they've been gone 25 years now at this point.
Yeah, they've been gone a long time.
They've been the Hurricanes for 25 years. When they were here, nobody would go see them. Nobody gave a shit.
Yeah.
Now you go into like a Dick's or somewhere around here,
800 Whalers jerseys,
and you see people wearing Whaler hats, and it's almost like, where were you?
Am I mistaken? Was their arena in a mall or something?
There's a mall the Harvard Civic Center has a little.
Oh, the other way around. Okay.
Yeah, it's got like a shopping plaza type thing.
And Chris, I know that because when I was 14, I went to my first ever football game. My dad and mom took me to see the Patriots with Steve Grogan at quarterback.
Yeah.
And I went to see him play the Bills. And I'm a Cowboys fan. I wore a Cowboys jersey. I was 14, and a guy who was easily 3 times my age told me to go fuck myself in front of my dad, and my dad almost went after him. And it was like, Foxborough for many years in the early 80s couldn't host Monday night games because the fans were such enthusiastic, wonderful people.
The first time I went to Fenway, I was about 9 years old, and I was wearing a Yankees shirt, and a grown man threw a beer at me. Yeah. Yeah, excellent. Hey, so let's talk about Jason X.
Yeah, let's get back into Jason X. All right. So that was a little hockey history, because as we know, it's going to be ending in a few years.
Yes.
2024, no more hockey.
So Jason is out there, and he's starting to attack everybody.
Jasoning it up.
He's chasing it up. He immediately kills the guy from the couple that are fucking. They're having sex. Now, this is actually a good little bit of trivia I read, is that he stabs the guy in the doorway after they have sex while he's facing the girl in the bed, and the blood jet hits the girl and she starts freaking out. That's a real reaction, because they did not tell her it was going to blast her in the face. So she did not expect that.
Been there before.
Yeah, we've all been there before, Larry. A rough Friday night.
I mean, for me, oh, God.
Oh,
Not again.
this keeps happening.
Why does this always happen?
And it's always bloodier than you expect.
Yeah, why does this always happen? Why is this damn hole in the door of the fucking stall? All right. Whatever.
That'll be the next episode, Larry's glory hole adventures in glory holes with Larry. So yeah, and then I'm gonna skip.
Blood uploaded her.
Yeah, the blood did upload her. I'm gonna skip the next kill, because I think we got to talk about that at the end. I think it's going to come up. If it doesn't come up, I'm wrong. But the very good looking blonde sciencer.
She's the first kill.
She's the first kill.
Yeah, because Jason wakes up in the room that she's in.
Right. Takes care of her in a very cool kill that I think at least one of us will cover at the end. So we'll talk about that in the end. And then he just starts going around and doing his thing. And nobody wants to believe that he's awake. Of course, we finally get to the point where they have to believe it. And then who do we call in? We call in the not so colonial Marines.
Apparently we call in Xerxes' messenger guy. I really didn't know that was him. It kept bothering me where I knew him from.
Yep. Yeah, we bring in Brodsky.
He should have told Jason this is madness.
This is madness.
Yeah, so we bring in the Marines, and we've got a couple of there's a couple female Marines, a couple male Marines. He dispatches them all pretty easily.
They're real ineffectual.
Now, one of them we get a great action movie line where one of them gets tossed off of he falls off of a ramp and lands on a giant propeller. And when they find him, someone asks, how's Trent? He's been screwed. Now that was kind of a cool scene. He lands on the propeller and he's slowly going down it and spinning around. I don't think that would probably happen in the real world, but yeah, he starts to spin down the thing.
Do you want to debate real world physiology and cinematography with the director of Jason X? I don't think you do.
I'm going to call Joe Doherty, who again is who's a scientist. He's not a scientist of everything. He's not a biologist. But Joe, if a body lands on a giant screw, what are the odds that it will actually start to, without being threaded, because this body is not threaded, start to spin down to the bottom? They Arnold it. Yeah, it's a cool death. There's some cool deaths in here. He slices one of the girls' throats. Right, she comes out of the dark and she's doing that. He kills another one. The other girl gets killed off screen. I think he hangs her up in in chains or something like that. I can't remember. They find her hanging
on a hook type thing.
Yeah, he leather faces her essentially. So yeah, it just becomes Jason versus the Marines for a little while, and then he walks into the room, like we said, with the two kids, or the Marine and Azrael, the Jason kid. Negative 1,000%. Joe says that's scientific, right there. Negative 10,000%. He walks in and he finds these two. Did you guys? I kind of like the effect of that scene when that wave kind of rolls over everything and changes. I thought that was good. I'm like, this is where most of the money went.
That's one of the few CGI spots that actually worked.
Yeah.
When they first showed Earth, I was like, this looks fucking terrible. I feel like Jalen could have probably programmed a better looking CGI world than that. But that part looked pretty good.
That's what I was gonna say. When Jason walks up and cuts the Azrael kid, I was like, boy, the special effects in this movie just jumped off a cliff.
Yeah.
And then you find out that they're like in a video game, and I was like, okay, well that makes sense. Okay,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm with
Yeah.
you, movie. I'm with you. I see what you did.
And
I got love for that.
then he cuts the Rancor in half, right? Because that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Is that the Rancor from Return of the Jedi?
Pretty
I
much.
don't know what that word is, but sure.
Come on,
the
Stu.
big fucking monster that Luke's fighting in the
The
Under
Yeti?
in Return of the Jedi. No, Return of the Jedi.
Under
the
Jabba's
Oh,
palace.
in Jedi. Okay.
Yeah.
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 It
Well, that's
essentially
not the
kinda
one you
looks-
said. I was confused.
The thing, the gate comes down on its head.
Yeah.
Yeah, he puts
Yeah,
the
That's a
Jedi.
Rancor.
I've seen Jedi. I've seen Jedi.
That's a Rancor.
That's a Rancor. Trapdoor to the Rancor. So yeah, Jason goes in the room. He does the Bane version on Azrael. He says,
That is pretty cool.
"I was wondering what would break first, your mind or your body."
You
Cracks
think
him in
Crystal
half.
Lake is your ally?
I was raised in it.
What's the line I love in that? Oh, deception and theatricality. What was it? Great tools to the unknown, but we are from the League of Shadows. Tom Hardy Bane. You have been giving us material for like 8 years now. 8 years. And I like that movie too. It's not great, but I like him. I just that voice. I don't know.
Oh,
if
it's fantastic.
It's so
Not really.
weird.
Not really.
It's so weird.
It's Sean Connery. There's no need for it. There's no need for a Sean Connery voice coming out of Bane. No need for it. There's no reason that I still don't understand why I can't understand anything Batman says after the second fucking Christian Bale movie.
The
Like,
first one,
The first one I was okay with.
because he wasn't doing that in the first one.
Yeah.
Well, he was a little bit, but he got a lot more Batman-y as time went on.
I went to see the second one the day it came out, right? Early show, psyched about seeing it. The first line Batman delivers in that movie is, he wasn't wearing hockey pads.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was it the hockey pads line? Yeah.
I had no fucking clue what he said.
I'm
not wearing
hockey pads.
I'm not wearing hockey pads. He just sounds like he's like in fucking Sepultura or something.
Yeah.
It's like you could literally. There's got to be a YouTube video out there of someone just changing out his dialogue for like fucking death metal lyrics.
Yeah.
Because essentially everything is like that in it.
They should have just had Max Cavalera from Sepultura play fucking Batman.
At this point, why not?
Fuck it.
At
Why
this
not?
point, why not?
All right.
Better than the Clooney Bane. Yeah. Well, the Clooney Bane was closer to like the cartoon Bane.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
big fucking bubbly guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He took
that-
Bane, who was a super genius in the comics, who figured out who Batman was and had this big elaborate plan to break the Bat, and just turned him into a non-talking monster.
Yeah. The Clooney movie Bane was closer to like the physical look of Bane with the venom and everything, but
Yeah.
the Tom Hardy Bane was closer to the actual intellectual,
I have to
Smart guy.
correct myself, and we're getting way off on a tangent, so I'll make this short. I have to correct myself. You're doing a trash tolerable or treasure on Batman Forever, and you asked for opinions, and I told you it's at least a tolerable. I watched it recently. It's not. It's trash. I was wrong. I remembered it being much better than it actually is.
Well,
Which one is that? The one with Bane?
Oh, that's the one with Jim Carrey and Two-Face.
Oh, Tommy Lee Jones. I haven't seen
It's
that.
so much
Fucking-
worse than I remembered it being.
I
I
haven't
thought
seen
it
that
was
in
more
forever.
fun and tongue in cheek. It's real bad.
All right.
Soulfly. So Eve says Soulfly. I think
Max
that's
Cavalera. Same.
Okay.
The singer from Sepultura went
Okay.
on to start Soulfly.
okay. If you're a pint listener, if you enjoy the podcast as well, next week is our trash tolerable or treasure episode about Batman Forever, and I'm not going to say that I don't agree with Stu. Spoiler alert, but you'll see. So Jason starts going around. Let's just say he kills all the Marines. He even kills Brodsky, right? And what I thought was a great death scene, where
How do you not love that? How do you not? That's the best moment in this movie.
What does he actually say?
It's gonna take more than a little tickle in the ribs to put this old dog down.
Yeah,
And then
so
Jason stabs him again. Yeah, that ought to do it.
that I laughed so hard at that. You didn't like that one, Larry? I like that. So Brodsky gets stabbed in the back with the machete, and then I think Rowan finds him, and he's like, "Yeah, like exactly as Stu said, it's gonna take more than that to put down this old dog." And then immediately after, he gets stabbed again. And he's like, "Yep,
Now that ought to do it.
that ought to do it," and he dies. Spoiler alert: Brodsky is
There-
not dead.
There are 3 lines in this movie that I legit cracked up at rewatching it. That was the first one.
All right. Patrick says Batman Forever is worse than Batman and Robin. I
It
don't
might
know.
be.
I don't know if I agree with that, but the
I
reason
don't remember.
the reason we did that on the show instead of Batman and Robin is because more people pile on Batman and Robin, and I thought Batman Forever deserves to be put out there as well.
Chris O'Donnell, Alicia Silverstone, right?
Yeah, well, Chris O'Donnell's in Batman Forever too.
Oh, is he?
But
Yeah.
Alicia Silverstone's only in Batman and Robin.
George Clooney is Batman and Robin, and that's
He
the
has
one with the
He has a
Schwarzenegger.
Batman credit card.
Oh God. Okay.
Fuck, I saw that in the movie theaters, and even at like 21 years old, where I was still like in that like part of my life where I'd probably like something like that, I could not wait to get out of that fucking theater. That movie was so bad. That movie was so bad. And you get George Clooney, right? George Clooney, who if you just look at him,
I like George Clooney.
I do too.
Everyone
If you-
likes George Clooney. Yeah, and the best thing about George Clooney is how much ownership he takes over how shitty that movie that is.
Yeah.
Does he? Oh, does
Yeah.
he really?
Oh, 100%.
He takes the blame for ruining the franchise. He takes the blame for the movie sucking. He is 100% right out there. And in all honesty, he didn't help. Not his fault. Definitely not his fault. Look at George Clooney. If you were a Hollywood producer, you were making a Batman movie, and someone said Bruce Wayne, and they held up like 3 actors' pictures, and George Clooney was one of them, you're immediately going to George fucking Clooney, right? Immediately. The guy is a goddamn. He's made of stone.
Yeah,
He looks
it wasn't.
beautiful.
It wasn't his fault. Like John said, he helped nothing. He didn't improve that movie at all. But that movie was going to suck. You could have cast Orson Welles as friggin' Batman. That movie was going to suck.
I would have liked to see Orson Welles as Batman. Actually.
I don't know why that's the name that came to me.
Why not? Let's fucking. God, I wish we could make that happen. I really do.
Citizen Bat.
Yeah,
Your 12th birthday was certainly a lot cooler than your 13th birthday,
totally.
Eric. I'll
Oh,
tell you that.
Just for Selma Hayek by itself.
Oh my lord!
Yeah.
Selma Hayek. Stu looks like he doesn't know what we're talking about. You've seen From Dusk Till Dawn.
No, I watched From Dusk Till Dawn last year as part of my 100-some movies I watched. I loved it. It was great.
So
It is
great.
a good movie.
One of the greatest lines ever. We did an episode last year about our favorite vampire movies, and it was on mine. I don't remember if it was on anybody else's, but Larry brought it up. One of the best lines in that is what is it at the end? What did you think those
Says,
were?
when he
psychopaths?
says, when Cheech goes, what were those, psychos? He says, psychos? Psychos don't explode when sunlight hits them. I don't give a fuck how crazy they are.
What a great fucking movie.
It really is.
It's Die Hard
In a bat
in a
suit.
bat suit. All right. So Brodsky dies. We think Brodsky's dead, and now Jason is just going to start taking out all the kids, students. I don't know what the fuck they are.
They are students of some sort, yeah.
Yeah,
I will
I
fully-
think they're like interning. Like they're probably getting like college credits for this.
They're
Yeah.
doing great.
shitty-
However, that
the
works.
shitty. That's true. That's true. Good point. The shitty, fucking greedy doctor guy is obviously in charge because this is his mission to recruit things to get money somehow. Because I guess in 2455, human flesh is worth money. I have no idea.
You say in
Um,
2455, they're still making schools do bake sales to fund themselves.
Yeah, yeah. Well, apparently in 2455, all the slang is still the same. So why the fuck not?
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. It's cybernetic Betsy DeVos is back, and she's just fucking everybody's day up in 2455. She's back in charge. Robo Trump is back. He's got her.
Robo Trump's the guy laying in bed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, Jason Voorhees, fantastic, tremendous killer.
He's
Yeah,
Jason Voorhees.
nobody's ever killed more people than him. Maybe me. I don't know.
I've had the best kills.
The best kills. Oh, we're going to talk about the
Everyone
best kills at the end of
agrees.
this episode. Everybody agrees. The best kills, greatest kills, tremendous. Oh, boy.
So, are we at the point yet where robot Shirley Manson kills him, or
Oh, you're way ahead of us.
am I?
Well,
Yeah.
we're going to get there. We're going to get there.
You tell
and
me when we're there, because I have
Well,
questions.
We'll get there fairly
Well,
quickly.
we're getting close to two of the next best lines in this movie because there's a fourth one I forgot that's coming right up on my screen here. When they blow through Solaris, and the one guy's like, "We'll just turn around. We'll just loop back
Yeah.
around." We'll like in the background you see it blow up. Like, come
Yeah.
on, that's good.
Stu, if one of your 4 best lines isn't the one I'm going to say right now or paraphrase right now,
Go ahead.
is when the professor gets killed.
Yes,
And when he
guys,
says,
he just
"Guys,
wanted
it's
his
okay."
machete.
He just wanted his machete.
He just
Ow.
wanted his machete. Everything's better now. Come
No,
on.
That's
How
not
does-
good.
If you don't like that, you don't have joy in your heart. You
I
need
did-
Joy,
I had-
joy down
Listen,
in your heart. Harry.
I had joy for the Xerxes messenger. I had joy for him I thought that I was like, all right, taking this out of a Jason movie, that's a funny line. I was like, okay, yeah. That guy, I was so fed up with that fucking guy. Like I was just like, whatever, fuck him and his stupid lines.
The only thing that would have made that better is after Jason killed him, if he would have yelled out, "You passed!"
God, I'm surprised he didn't. It probably they probably recorded it. It got cut. It got cut in the final fucking.
Guys, he just wanted his machete back.
He thinks he can negotiate with Jason. That doesn't work. Jason
He's gonna make Jason a very rich man.
Yeah. Like even if you don't know the history of Jason, look at this fucking mongoloid right in front of you.
Yeah.
Look at the thing with this thing and the thing, and
Does he look like he's after your wallet?
Right. He is not after your wallet at all.
This is not a stick up. It's not at all.
Jason ain't no stick up kid, son.
Jason's not mugging you.
No.
This isn't a shakedown of any sort. Yeah, so he dies. Who do we have left now? We have the girl.
Rowan,
I don't know.
Girl
We have
with the no
shirt.
middle shirt. The girl
Yeah,
who's
Middle
that-
shirt.
We talk about that shirt again. I was so distracted by her
it has
shirt.
like little straps that go across it to keep it
Yeah.
together.
Any girls out there? You just wanted Jason to twist his nipples. Yeah,
I
that might
don't-
have been-
I don't feel like that shirt could stay on like in place. I
Oh,
don't
she
think
was
it, like,
100% taped into that shirt, and I'm
Has
okay
to
with that. I'm here for
has to
that.
be taped in. Like
I'm
because I know J-Lo was taped into that green dress that she wore to the
Mhm.
VMAs like
yeah.
so many years ago. She had to be taped in.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming a shirt like that. I don't care. I know there was a lot of ties. That's still not going to hold it from sliding back and forth.
Is that supposed to be? So if there's any girls out there that can answer this, is that supposed to be a future shirt that we haven't gotten yet, or is that something that's out there?
Girls,
Like-
do you have this technology and you're just
Yeah.
hiding it from us?
Yeah,
This
is this
absurd.
something? Is this something that's available to you?
Release this shirt now.
It's
Um,
kind of a vest, isn't it? Just kind of a vest with no undershirt. It's just
Yeah.
like
That's fair.
it's kind of a
Yeah,
vest.
Yes,
I can
but it
see
had
that.
sleeves. A vest by nature doesn't have sleeves.
This had sleeves.
Yes.
I don't
Best
remember.
by nature. If you go find,
My vision was focused towards here.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the arms.
Yeah.
sounds like
idea.
you go to the vest tree. They don't come with sleeves.
You guys don't have a vestry out in Pittsburgh? There are every mall here in Connecticut has a vestry. Okay.
It's too close to the place where they sell corned beef and pastrami. So Stu would never go there.
the deli? What's that again? DEL. Isn't that a town in India? HI Delhi? It's New Delhi, right? So okay. The other crime that we have committed in this movie is
Yeah.
that we learn that Rowan is wearing that girl's other clothes. Why couldn't she have two of those shirts? Because I'd like to see Rowan in one of those shirts as well. We don't get that. So
I'll bet
You
you
know.
she did
Only
have
wear
another
that
one.
shirt. That's her special occasion shirt. That's her space field trip shirt. You don't have multiples of those.
that's her. I just sat on my professor's penis while twisting his nipples with a giant salad tong shirt.
I
Yeah.
don't think she was on the penis. I
Well,
feel
no, I
like,
don't. No. I mean, she was just sitting like
oh
like
yeah, because
resting comfortably on his.
because
job.
I watched that like twice and I was like, I don't think they're fucking. I think
No,
No,
there's no
they didn't.
penetration.
No penetration.
which makes it a lot weirder, doesn't it? I mean,
Well, I mean, it's already pretty weird that he's in like a purple nightie and having his fucking nipples ripped
yeah,
apart
point-
by
good
this
point,
girl, obliterated by her.
good
So,
point.
all right.
Yeah,
So
solid.
okay, so we have the crazy girl, the girl who's like all like nuts
She's
left
going
over.
nuts. We have
Waylander,
I was gonna say we have the Wayland Mercy or whatever his name is,
Sure.
the robot, his
Robot.
master.
and the fat guy with the mustache, the engineer guy. He's still
Yeah,
around.
engineer
Hey, I'm right here, dude. I'm
You
right
don't
here.
have a mustache.
Oh, that's right.
I'm the fat guy with a mustache. You're the other guy with the goat
Oh,
thing there.
that's me. Okay.
Yeah. So Jason just what were we gonna? What did Larry want to jump ahead to?
I needed to talk about
when Kate gets
Shirley
uploaded.
Manson. Yeah, when Shirley Manson gets uploaded and kills him. I have.
We're pretty much there. Let's jump to it.
Wait, there is
Okay.
a moment on the screen I want to talk about where Rowan picks up the big Space Marine gun, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Do you know how to use that?" And she's like, "It's just like riding a bicycle." It's like, when in 2000 did you use a big Space Marine gun? Because I don't think it's like riding a bicycle.
I don't think it was there. I don't think they had that gun in 2000 or 10 or 2000, whatever. Did we
Well, let's
talk
not
about
forget.
when? Did we talk about when he tried to put nipples on her and they fell to the floor like 5-pound metal weights?
Yes. Well,
Because
that's because her nipples were 5-pound metal weights.
I've touched a nipple in my day, and
They don't just come off like that.
not only do they not come off like that, but they're also not steel.
Well, she's a robot.
But
she's a robot.
She's a robot.
She's fleshy.
Get the program,
She's
Larry.
not fucking Rosie from the Jetsons.
You've never touched her.
She's-
You don't know
she's
how
made-
fleshy she is.
She looks fleshy. I'm just saying. She looks fleshy to me. I would think that there would be some sort of a rubber nipple type of thing that they would put on her.
Would you have liked it more
Like the
if
mall rats?
yeah, would you have liked
I
it
was
more?
thinking more. I was thinking more Red and Stimpy when they were the rubber nipple salesmen. But that's
Would
a
you have
whole
liked
other-
it more if he had like a nipple and he like licked it and then popped it on her?
yes. Boop. Because the metal when they fell and they were like ting 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 ting, I was like, that's weird. Like, no nipple does that. I'm sure. I mean, I've never seen a nipple fall, but I'd assume they don't make that noise when they hit the floor. I don't know. Oh, so okay, I digress. So I wanted to talk about so Shirley Manson gets uploaded, which means that the kid fucks her, and now she can kill Jason because his
Now she's
sperm
wearing leather.
his sperm makes her stronger.
I mean, if I was making a robot, that is like the first thing I'd program in.
No, of course it is. Of course it is too. That and like the ability to fetch blueberries for you. So she comes out and she's firing small guns at him. Now she's a robot, so she's smart, right? She's been smart through this whole thing. Robots are smart. C-3PO, very smart. She's firing small guns. She knows this is not going to do anything to him. And then she starts with the karate. Kick, 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 kick. That's not going to do anything to him either. And then finally she fucking shoots around him and kicks him through the door like a Looney Tunes fucking cartoon.
That was so fucking.
Yeah, like something Wile E. Coyote set up. And he falls through it. And then she pulls out this giant gun that blows his fucking leg off, blows half his head off. Why didn't she start with that?
You
Why
don't lead
is-
with that gun. It's
You
like in a
le-
video
no,
game. Why
no,
doesn't Bowser
no.
send his strongest henchman out to World 1?
This is the problem. In the real world, you do lead with that. You do lead with it. Just like what's his name in Predator, who was fucking firing the helicopter machine gun. Like, yeah, you take the biggest fucking thing you can and you shoot that. If she has that right there, then that's what you lead with. Fight's over in like 2.5 seconds. But as we know, Jason's corpse falls on the nanomachine bed. So they don't say, hey, we'd better take that off of there and maybe throw his body out into space. I don't know. Do something. They just say, all right, let's go take care of everything else. We're going to leave this guy's corpse on the bed that we know fixes shit. We know that this
Yeah.
bed sewed fucking stupid fuckhead's arm back on. It's obviously going to fix Jason. Let's just fucking leave him there. God damn, I hate this fucking movie. I fucking hate it.
Oh, I can't wait till we rate this thing. I can't wait till we rate this thing. So
All right.
yeah, it is kind of foolish. I mean, if she again, they're getting cocky. They don't know about Jason, but they should know enough from what he's done to know that this is a bad motherfucker. She blows his head clean off. I think that's where they get like,
I need my
you know,
notes.
there's
He
just
gets
a
like,
little bit.
it's like a fifth of his head still there.
Nah, I would say like maybe there's a
sliver.
sliver. There's like a sliver of fucking his head left. He falls onto that machine, and they decide, okay, we're gonna go and get out in the. The only trope they didn't pull in this movie that I was waiting for from all like space movies, and I always wonder this about space movies, and if anybody can explain this to me, is whenever there's a movie in space and characters have to escape, the shuttle never takes more than like 3. You got a crew. If you have a crew of 10 people, why the fuck are we not making a shuttle?
Why is your
that can-
escape pod? Yeah.
Yeah, that could accept 10 people. It's almost like if everybody were to live, then they're going to go like fucking Lord of the Flies and start killing each other. But they did not do that in this movie. They just go, okay, let's get in the shuttle.
Get in the escape pod. Escape
But-
pod's plenty big.
They did do something that they did in Leviathan, and they also did in the Black Hole, is you get the person that gets panicky and won't let anybody in the escape pod and tries to take off despite not being a pilot.
Yeah.
And as we know, if the fuel lines are not disconnected from the pod, you're not getting away. and she does not get away. She hits the button. She tries to take off in the ship, and the fuel lines pull it back up to the main ship, blow it up. She's dead, and now everybody's stuck.
Yep.
And their ship is starting to deteriorate, or I don't know, is blowing up at this point.
I didn't feel like that was really explained to me. Like, I felt like that became a problem very quickly. They're like, "Oh, hey, what are we going to do about the other half?" I'm like, "What do you mean the other half of the ship? Like, I don't understand when this became a problem. Like, maybe I missed something because I was
I can't
was in
recall
and out.
when it started. But yeah, just all of a sudden this. I mean, I just assumed in the general Jason mayhem of things, he hit
What?
the self-destruct button,
Sure he
which
did.
everything has in the future.
Right.
Which you give this movie shit about, but Alien had a self-destruct feature, and I don't know why that was there either.
No, Stu.
It
In Alien,
There's no
Ripley
point for it.
in Alien, Ripley has to go through this incredible fucking procedure to take the cooling rods out of the fucking like nuclear engine to blow it up.
To self-destruct the ship, which is not a feature that should have.
It-
Your ship should not self-destruct that easily.
But it's what you're saying is he hit a button, which could have happened. At least in Alien, it was. Are you, Stu? Fuck you
I'm
for being alien into this.
saying that this movie respects my intelligence enough to know that I can just assume Jason took cooling rods out of some bullshit. I
Jason
just assume it happened.
Definitely took the cooling rods out. You're right.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
It's
he
like
did.
whenever he set the I'm eating a bluebird.
Yeah.
It's like whenever he set the yacht to blow up in part 8. Jason is clearly a demolitions expert.
Well,
He has a standing history of knowing how to blow shit up.
different versions of Jason are like
Yes.
different. Right. Some Jasons
This
are.
Jason also doesn't have a utility belt.
No, but this Jason is very puffy at times. Have you noticed how puffy he is at times?
Yeah.
Call him Kane Hodder fat.
No, not at all. Kane Hodder's in fine shape. But when she's blowing him up with the big gun, he just looks like he's full of pillows. Like,
It does.
I'm like, he looks strangely bloated. Like, I don't know if he ate a lot of sauerkraut.
You said in this future, Trump and Betsy DeVos are still in power. Jason got filled up with my pillows.
Oh Jesus.
Possible.
Back in power. Not still. Back.
Yes, correct.
Guess he's back again. Yeah. So now we're on the ship. We put a Mayday out. And apparently, if you ever read the Topps, I guess, comic Jason X that came out around the time of this movie, there is a whole subplot as to why that ship was looking for this ship, and it involves stealing Jason's body. So yes, it's not said in this movie.
Word spread in the vastness of space very quickly.
Yes, we still have not gotten to Uber Jason.
She's
yet.
so right. She's so right.
She is right. She is absolutely right. So what happens? What
We've
happens,
only been
Larry?
talking for an hour and 17 minutes. Why would we
Yeah.
get to what
Because-
brought everyone here?
Because we spent 30 minutes on hockey and blueberries, as we do. Yeah, and other things, I believe. But
Come for the Jason talk. Stay for literally everything else.
everything else, absolutely everything else. So, okay, after they leave Jason on the nano machine gurney, which as again we've all seen is where they put people to heal them. They all say, "Okay, that's fine. We'll leave him there." The nano machines come out, crawl all over Jason, and then we get the glimpse of the War Games computer screen, which tells us that not enough organic material.
This guy to put him back together.
Yep,
Let's find some more shit.
Let's go crawl around the room and find some shit to put together, and we get what they call Uber Jason, which is Jason with a steel leg, maybe steel, maybe adamantium. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know what's on the ship. He's also got a steel arm. Like this whole half of his body is steel.
Yeah.
And then his whole fucking head is obviously brand new because fucking Shirley Manson.
I do respect that the nanobots gave him a new hockey mask.
They made him. It's actually a pretty kick-ass. I gotta say, I like the look of Uber Jason. I do. I was like, he's pretty badass looking, especially with the red eyes. I thought the red eyes were really fucking cool. But yeah, I guess you know what they figured? I would assume at this point they had just read the script enough times to be like, this movie is fucking awful. We need to do something. And somebody with some art skills sat down and sketched out this cool ass looking futuristic Jason, and they were like, bingo, we need to make metal Jason.
Life size standee?
Like one of those cardboard things.
Cardboard things. Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure that you didn't have like how Shaquille O'Neal, if you ever saw Cribs, he has like a full size Alien and Predator in his
really?
Not in his garage, by the way, in his like hangar size garage. Yeah. He's like, okay, this one right here. This one right here is Predator from Predator 2. He took on Danny Glover.
That's not bad. That's a good Shaquille.
They had a very good fight. Danny Glover gets on the ship at the end. There's multiple predators.
That's a good. Did you ever see the interview with Shaquille where he was still playing, and he had gone to Rome, and they asked if he had visited the Colosseum, and he goes, "Nah, man, we didn't have time to go in clubs."
Have you guys ever seen the video? Have you ever seen the video of Shaquille O'Neal on the set of like the NBA live show he does where he trips over a cable?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Charles Barkley. I thought Charles Barkley was going to shit himself. Like,
oh my God.
He was like, Charles Barkley may be my favorite commentator of all time. He's just.
Oh, Charles Barkley doesn't give a fuck.
No. It just, dude, when he would just break off into shit about like Kim Jong Il, like in the middle of a basketball, Kim Jong Il gonna blow up the world. Like, what is he talking about? Hold on, somebody gave me the cardboard standee. Oh shit, Kane is watching and judging us. Kane yelled at me once because he thought I farted. That's a whole other story.
What? All right, we'll tell that story.
No, I was standing next to his table at a Rock and Shock, and somebody's like, "Oh man, somebody farted," and Kane goes, "It was that motherfucker right there." I was like, "Whoa, dude!" It's like, I didn't fart. I was like, "Trust me, I tell you." He's like, "Oh, I'm pretty sure you farted." I was like, "No, didn't fart, didn't fart." So that's it. It didn't get violent or anything. There was no.
He didn't machete you.
No, which has happened at his table at an event before. Yeah, he not him, but he caught a friend of his. Holly would know the story. Yeah, he caught a friend of his with a machete. Somebody brought him a machete to sign, and he playingly slashed at his friend and sent his friend to the hospital for stitches. That's a story that Holly would tell very well. She actually had the pictures of the guy's arm.
Silent but deadly. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't though. I didn't. I would have told him. I'd have been like, "Yep, that was."
Didn't you also get yelled at but you rightfully got yelled at by the guy who played the
Marshall Bell.
Marshall Bell, right?
Yeah, he yelled at me
because you kept saying what
give the people the Air Cohagen, which is the best because it's not his line. He's not even. It's not has nothing to do with him. But I said it like at least 12 times to him that day. Like every time I walked by him. Yeah. Every time I walked by him, he would just look up at me. I go, "Give the people the Air Cohagen." Finally, he's like, "Would you shut up?" Sorry, bro.
He's still very he was the gym teacher in Nightmare 2. He's still very upset about his ending there when he gets whipped to fucking death in the showers. Geek. Yeah, so now we got Uber Jason. Who is left now? Oh, Waylander ends up blowing himself up trying to kill Jason. But what happens?
It's the same group of people. I don't think he kills anybody in between. Just the crazy girl who, blows herself up trying to leave. But between him killing the teacher and becoming Uber Jason, no one else dies.
Okay. So now we basically have this rescue mission. What's going to happen? Are they going to be able to get rescued? Of course, we have to have the MacGuffin in the plot of the rescue mission shows up, but the door won't open now, right? Like the spacewalk door will not open up freely. So that's a whole nother thing. They're trying now Brodsky, who lived, by the way, who survived.
And then he gets nano healed.
He decides to go for a spacewalk because, as always, now this is something they do.
It's for fun.
This is something they do in space movies all the time. Is that like the only way to fix something on the inside of the ship is on the outside of the ship? It's like the only lever is on the outside of the ship. It's like, why the fuck would you have done that? It's
You
like the
know,
people- it's
like
the
how
people.
like how you build things.
It's like the people who design like the ships and all that shit. They sit there and go, okay, first things first. 10 people on the ship, escape pod holds 2. Second thing, if anything goes wrong with the machinery on the inside of the ship or the electronics, it can be fixed very easily. There's a panel in the vacuum of fucking space.
It's like, you know how like you're driving down the road and you're like, oh shit, I need to make a left-hand turn, and you open up your car door and reach down under your car for that button. I mean, that's clearly where you would put it.
Absolutely.
All right, you said Holly could tell this story pretty well, and
She's the only one who could tell that story.
we're getting to the end here. Can you hear us? We hear you.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
All right. What story?
So I had mentioned how Kane. Well, there was a time when Kane yelled at me because he thought I farted near him.
He says that
which-
to everybody.
Yeah, well, which I didn't. I told him I was like,
didn't.
I would clearly tell you if I farted. Trust me. I said, thankfully, he didn't attack me with a machete like he did his friend.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I figured you could tell that story.
I was there for that. I was physically there. It was his best friend, Steve, who grew up on the island with him. And we were talking. And so he was kind of facing towards me with his arm here. And Kane likes to screw around, stunt guy, whatever. He's always like screwing with a machete. So this goth girl comes over with a machete to get autographed. And it was serrated. Like this thing was vicious looking. And Kane put it on Steve's arm to pretend to like cut him. But like Steve was talking to me, so he wasn't paying attention, and so he kind of like turned, and I watched it slice right into his forearm, right here. Ugh,
By the
Yeah,
it
by
you
the
was
should-
way,
gnarly.
You showed me the pictures of that, and it was pretty brutal. But thankfully, it was his
Oh, yeah.
friend, so I don't think anybody got in trouble. But
No, luckily he went to the hospital and got stitches, and like 8 months later at the next Monster Mania, like he had a scar, and he got a Jason hockey mask with a machete like over the scar. So it's all good.
if you're giving lemons, you got to make lemonades. Eric, by the way, Eric, who's with us all the time, you know, Larry's got the rad posters behind him. I've got stuff and action figures on my door. Holly pops up and it's sweet posters. She's got a Nightmare on Elm Street, a Lost Boys. Oh,
Jason.
is that a one of those old?
that's Uber.
Oh,
That's an Uber,
Larry,
Jason.
Larry, do you see that up there? You found that? Remember for Stu, the
I
Crystal
did.
Lake? Yeah. Is that that's Uber
I got
Jason? That's a
I
McFarlane,
got the
right?
shirt. I got the shirt too.
Oh my God, a Jason X shirt.
Yeah. I had
See?
to find it. It was in the basement because I never wear it.
I wonder why.
Yeah, we'll get into why probably.
Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there pretty soon. So Brodsky goes out to fix the item on the ship that can only be fixed from the outside of the ship.
Right.
Makes total sense. And how does Jason end up getting outside the ship? Rowan and KM and Bargain Bin Xander get into the escape shuttle, right? They all get in. But how does Jason? Does he get blown out of the airlock or something? I don't remember.
Well, he's in the little bridge from one end of
Yeah.
the ship to the other, and they blow that up whenever
They
the guy
blow
makes
that
a
up.
sacrifice.
Okay, and now
Yeah.
we get the scene that might stretch a little bit of credibility, sciencey wise. Is Jason is now in orbit, and Brodsky does what you would do.
Yeah.
He rides him back to fucking Earth.
Jason is very Carrie Fisher, just kind of floating
Oh,
through space. I'm sorry, is it too soon? Is it too soon for Carrie Fisher talk?
When I saw Last Jedi in the movie theaters, and spoiler if you haven't seen Last Jedi, and that scene happened, I literally sat there and looked at like what my lawyer or whoever I was with and went, "What the fuck is happening right now?"
Yeah.
Like, I am lost.
Yeah, that was bad. That's a bad scene.
That seems bad for two reasons. One, that's just weird, and who knows why that whole thing goes on. Number two, Admiral Akbar dies in that scene with no fanfare. This is a character that like everybody's loved since Jedi. You know, there's a trap. He's
It's
got
a trap.
that going
So
for
many
him,
shirts, so many memes.
and he gets sucked out of the ship like Jason does. Maybe Carrie Fisher rode him to Tatooine. I don't know.
Landed in a lake next to some teenagers.
her on Akbar's back, just entering the atmosphere. It's a trap.
It's a trap, Carrie.
I don't know if we've gotten things out of order or we want to come back to this, but we have not talked about Jason's VR simulation, which I think is worth discussing.
It's probably the best scene in the whole fucking movie.
It is probably the best scene in the whole movie. And again,
I wish it was longer.
It should have been longer.
Yeah.
Another great use of that effect of that wave that goes by and changes everything. So yeah, they decide to put Jason in a VR simulation of essentially Crystal Lake 1980 so that he is distracted. Now, I had read that they were initially trying to get what was the actress's name who played the mother?
Pamela, well, her name, Betsy Palmer.
Betsy Palmer was making a movie in New Jersey at the time, and they wanted to bring her on to have her be in that part.
So that would be great.
And she just said no, apparently. But I guess they were going to use her to maybe let's
I don't blame her.
Oh,
do you think she read the script and was like, get the fuck out of here? Like,
very possibly. So yeah, Jason ends up running into a couple of lovely young ladies that are basically every character we met in the first 7 movies. 2 semi-naked girls who just want to have premarital sex.
We love premarital sex.
Why does this that never happens to me? It never happens to me.
No. Yes.
You want to smoke some pot? Have some premarital sex. Why these things don't happen when I'm somewhere in the woods?
They jump into their cozy little
sleeping bags. And then we get a callback to one of our favorite kills of all time from part 7. Where it's not only is it now it's extended upon, because not only does Jason eventually beat one of them into a tree, but he uses one of them to beat the other one to death with. I thought that was great. I don't know. Did you guys also, Holly? Do you like that scene?
That's my favorite scene.
Yeah,
that's the best scene.
Yeah, it is probably the best scene in the movie. It's the most humorous. And what was funny about it was when I saw Jason X the first time many years ago, I loved that scene. And I hadn't seen 7 since I was a kid. So I didn't realize it was a callback to a prior kill. So yeah, and Brian here says best scene as well. Yeah. It is. It's a great scene. So then I do kind of actually like that bit where they're on the little computer station, and Bargain Dollar Bin Xander is running the program, and then Jason looks at them and he's like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "I think he sees me." I like the idea behind that whole bit where he's kind of working his way into reality again.
Yeah. Where they're saying that technology isn't even perfect, which is crazy though. 500 years in the future, you figure they'd figure out that technology. If they can fucking figure out nanomachines to build Uber Jason, they could probably figure out the virtual reality.
Right now, today, program. I could go to a concert and watch hologram Tupac.
Exactly.
You can.
Regardless of whether you want to or not. It can happen.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. I'm going to venture, thinking about that scene, I'm going to go out on a limb that's the best scene in at least the past 3 films.
Well,
8, 9,
8, 9, and 10. Yeah, no, pretty definitively.
You're probably not wrong.
The best scene or the best death scene?
Just the best scene all around. Because to me, it's the fun of the camp again, and it's also silly. It's light, but still bloody. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Matter of fact, when we fucking finish this, I'm probably just going to put that on and watch that scene on a loop.
That scene is actually during my rewatch while we're recording. It's right now. Jason just walked into the hologram.
There it is. I wish we could all see your TV. I do.
So Brodsky rides Jason back to Earth, and we essentially we don't ever go back to our survivors. Our main characters are just okay, they got away, we assume. They're fine. And then we get the ending, which is a couple on a picnic
shooting star that lands on the lake.
The shooting star, and the girl knows it lands on a lake for no fucking reason other than, because
it's apparently in walking distance.
Yeah. Oh, look, it landed in the lake. Let's go check it out. Look, first of all, I've seen enough movies to know if any kind of comet or meteorite lands,
yeah,
don't fucking investigate it.
No, have you not seen Creepshow?
Have you not seen Creep Show? Have you not
Yeah.
seen The Blob? Have you not seen anything with a comet or meteor? I'm going to tell you
Right.
something about comets or meteors. Two
Bad
things
news.
live on those: aliens or viruses of some sort, or alien viruses. So stay the fuck away from any meteorites that fall off.
Or Jason and fucking Brodsky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So stay away.
and we do
It could
get
be
Jason-
Superman.
It could be. She's
Could
got
be
a
a little
point.
baby Superman.
Could
You know,
be.
he came down.
It could
Could
be
be
the
Superman
fucking
pod.
Yeah, it could be the son of Kal-El.
You know
We
how
didn't know. We don't know.
you know how you know that Superman was the only good thing to happen with a meteorite. He falls in the day, right? So like it comes down in the middle of the day. You're like, hey, look, daytime meteorite. This has got to be a fucking little baby with superhuman powers.
Yeah.
Nighttime
Naked
meteorite.
baby.
Naked baby. Yeah, yeah. He
Yeah.
comes out fucking lifting up the ship. Yeah. Now you got me
That's the
wishing that
first
we watched
naked-
Superman.
Yeah.
That's the first naked boy I saw as a kid. I was shocked.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Nobody thinks about it, but there is full frontal nudity in Superman the movie.
There is.
Yeah.
yeah.
God,
Hey,
man.
You know, not to. Yeah, I know we never tangent at all. But speaking of Superman, did you like Brightburn?
It was
Um,
all right. It was all right.
I'm with
I
Stu.
enjoyed it.
Okay.
I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. Maybe it was because I had low expectations, or yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed it.
You know what? My
I like
problem.
the promise that it had at the end that like, oh, there are others out there, and we might get more of these movies, and then we haven't so far.
No, we haven't. I'm not, which is surprising to me because
Which
think
I
it
haven't
did
even
pretty
heard
well.
anything being in development.
Yeah, and I think it did well, which so that kind of
Yeah.
surprises me that they didn't try to capital. Oh, look, or Brightburn. Good job, Spielberg. Yeah. So
Yeah.
all right, back to
Well, real quick on Brightburn, I was
Okay.
very like on the fence. Like I enjoyed it. It was short, but my problem was it was so like when you saw the trailers for it, you immediately went, okay, this is evil Superman.
yeah.
But you
100%.
but you think there's going to be a lot of like maybe originality to this. It is literally just the
Superman.
Superman story
Yeah.
turned on its side.
Yeah.
Now that said, there are a couple of gory set pieces in that.
Oh, yeah.
When with his uncle, the guy,
and the
he was-
truck.
when he was Badger on Breaking Bad. I can't remember his name
Yeah.
in real life. Matt Jones.
Yeah.
When his jaw is like hanging off,
Yeah. Yeah.
that was brutal. And that whole bit where he's terrorizing the waitress
Yes.
and
Yeah.
he's blowing the windows out and she gets a piece of glass in the eye.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I didn't like that. That,
Yeah,
that made me unhappy.
that was
Yeah.
fairly brutal. Holly,
But,
did you see
but
Brightburn or
they
no?
spoiled that in the fucking
No, I didn't see it.
trailer, of course.
Oh, but
Uh-oh.
side note, unrelated, cool thing. Probably can't see it because of the light.
Yes.
This is
Oh, it's like a part 5 mask.
yeah, it's a part. This was like a promo thing for video stores back in the day.
Oh shit.
Anyway,
I wish I had
Nice.
thought, I wish I had thought about like going to video stores more when they were closing when I was a little younger and seeing if I could get some shit, posters and all that stuff. And no, never
I
thought
had
of it.
I had a giant Pet Cemetery cardboard stand up in my room when I used to work at Channel 1 Video. Thing was fucking gigantic, but yeah, all that shit got thrown out. So if you didn't grab it, most of it's gone now.
Gone. All right, so we pretty much have gotten to the end of this thing, but as always, we have some more stuff to talk about, and one of them, I think, is our favorite kill.
Yeah.
Right. Favorite kill time, kids, and we kind of jumped around. So let's start with Holly. Let's find out what she
Veronica
thinks.
Vaughn 2.0.
Who's that?
Yeah, I don't even know who that is. Who's that?
The cryogenic face smash.
Yeah,
She looks just like she
T1000
looks.
death.
The actress looks like Veronica Vaughn. You know, the pretty blonde.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
you're absolutely right. Okay, when you said Veronica Vaughn, I was for some reason thinking of Veronica Mars, which is a show my wife recently binge watched. But you're absolutely right. Bridget, not Nelson, Bridget Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Was that actress? You're right. Yeah. Oh, Veronica
Good call.
Vaughn, gonna touch
Is
the
one piece
movies.
of face.
That Veronica Vaughn is one piece of ace. You know what me and her did? No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, you
You're
didn't.
lying. All right. So,
call.
boy, I'll go next because I think it's just so obvious that is easily. I'm going to go ahead and say not only is that maybe that's the best kill in this movie, that might be out of everything we've done so far my favorite kill. it's so great. So we didn't describe it earlier on. If you have not seen the movie, she is sciencing in her half shirt, being beautiful, being sciency.
I bet you can
And,
sing that to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme. Science in a
And-
half shirt, science power.
Science power, and she's got a sink filled with, I would assume, liquid nitrogen, as we all do at some point or another.
100%.
100%. She pulls his eyeball out when she's working on him, and it's all slimy. She puts it in there. I don't know why. Saving it for
She
later.
cuts his
Maybe.
mask off. She
She
cuts
does.
his whole mask off.
And then he sets it back
Yeah.
down and it just stays there the rest
Yeah.
of the movie.
She's like, oh,
She's-
poor baby, and
Yeah.
pulls his eye out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, I want to take your face off.
Oh. Oh my god. Oh
Sorry.
my god. You
More,
ever eat
bringing it back to Nick Cage. Bringing it back
Always
to Nick
comes
Cage.
back to Nick Cage.
you ever eat a peach? I could eat a peach for days.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna take your face off. The only thing I remember about that movie are those two lines. So yeah, she's turns around to tend to her sink full of eyeballs and other accoutrements, and he gets up, he beats the living fuck out of her, throws her up against like some like soundproof glass while Waylander
Yeah.
is like
He's
Waylander's
like
playing N64 or something. He's playing like the Wii, and then he just totally grabs her and dunks her head into that, and then you get a great shot from inside where her face freezes,
Face freezes.
pulls her out. She's essentially a human icicle, and then just fucking like she's already dead. That's insult to injury. Now he slams her into the counter, and she's just like a big bloody popsicle.
So gross.
It is super gross. It's a good effect. I'm assuming a lot of the money went there on that one. Larry, what do you think? What is your favorite kill in this?
I'm going to be really surprised if not all four of us have the same kill. Like that is clearly. I mean, don't get me wrong. This one has some good kills. It does, but that's clearly the best kill in my opinion. And I'll say it's. I won't go as far as to say it's the best one of the series, but it's top 3. Definitely top 3. Maybe even the second best. Sleeping Bag from Part 7 will always be my favorite.
That was going to be my comment. In the best kill of the entire franchise is either the sleeping bag or the liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, I can put those, and I'm not going to fault you if you switch them to 2-1,
Yeah.
1-2. They're both fucking
Either
fantastic.
order's great.
Yeah, they're both fantastic kills.
All right, so Stu,
Remember
do you
several
go?
movies ago, whenever our favorite kill was just the girl with the banana. Now we're all the way up to people with liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, now it's real fucking scientific. It was just a banana, just a simple banana before.
Joe again, who is a sciencer, says every scientist who has used liquid nitrogen has shattered something on purpose for fun.
But a
I-
face, Joe.
I
A
hope,
face?
I
It's
hope you're
usually
not,
like fruit.
Joe. I hope this isn't some kind of weird thing that's going to get us on Dateline where you're admitting to something,
Yeah.
and we got to turn you in.
Joe.
I don't want to have to turn you in, Joe. But yeah, if
I
you're talking
don't. I
about
don't want to be on the Netflix documentary about you smashing nitrogen faces. I don't want to. I don't want to be on it.
okay, Mobile Horror Companion. We got to talk about these guys for a second. Great podcast, good friends. What's amazing is Friday the 13th. The game captures these kills better than the movie.
Fucking
It is-
Eugene.
Eugene, is Friday the 13th the game still a fucking thing? Like, is it still a
Yeah,
thing?
'cause
I
I was actually just talking to him on Twitter last Saturday. He posted something about getting ready to play Friday the 13th. And we were talking about the game on there. Yeah.
those beards will get you on Dateline for sure. No, so I am just curious. Is this game finally?
This one?
No.
Oh yeah, that one. I wish that one was
that's-
still.
That's
That's the good stuff right there.
that's purple and green Jason.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that wrapped from like 1988 or is that
It,
like you?
it has plastic. No, Kane signed the plastic.
Oh,
nice.
okay, all right.
No, they're talking about this guy.
I've never played it. I don't even have anything above Nintendo.
You know what's funny, Holly, is I've had this. Oh God, I don't know, 2-3 years, and I've only played it like once or twice. I couldn't figure it out, so I just never played it again. But I do
I
know.
don't
have
want
it.
to play.
I got it last spring and I was like, all right, I'm going to play Jason with people online. And I got online and it took like 5 to 10 minutes to do matchmaking. And I was just like, I don't have time for this. Call of
I
Duty.
don't want to play
thought
with people.
Well, you don't have to play with people. You can just play as Jason, but I was real bad at it.
Apparently,
that was my thing. I couldn't figure it out.
I know one of the big things with that game is that you could play with different skins, which is with every game, but apparently you could play as the Nintendo Jason.
Yeah, purple and green Jason is on there. Yeah,
The Savini one's really cool.
I've seen it. I've seen a picture. I've never seen it in the game.
that like
but
the
I've seen-
Hellfire looking one.
Yeah.
Black Mask. Side note, Kane hasn't elaborated on what he's doing yet, but he is doing mocap for another video game, but I don't know what it is.
Ah.
It's horror related, not Friday the 13th, something new, but he hasn't said.
Would they make Would they make a Hatchet video game? Because that would be pretty fucking cool.
Ooh, that would be cool. That would be.
So we were just talking about the first penis that you've seen on screen. We're talking about
We were
What was
just
the last
talking
one?
about that
yeah.
15 minutes ago.
15 minutes ago. Well, no. What made me think about that was you brought up Kane Hodder doing motion capture, and he also plays Victor Crowley. And I immediately went to the Strand when Larry showed Victor Crowley, and there's a penis on screen in that one too, and it's super horrifying. Have you seen?
Yes, I was there. Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. So
It wasn't Kane Hodder's penis though.
well, but listen here. This is a funny story. I don't know if I've ever told this on the podcast or not. So there's a scene in Victor Crowley where this guy is waiting in line to get an autograph, and he puts his penis on the book, and it's going to get signed, and it's very creepy, and it's a weird scene. So I see the movie, and not knowing, a few months later, my sister, who used to live out west, she lives in Canada. She sent me a friend of hers. She said, "This is a guy who's very like-minded to you. He's into pop culture stuff. He's an actor." She sends me a thing. She says, "You guys would be good friends on Facebook." So he sent me a friend request. I never talked to the guy, but I see his shit all the time. And every once in a while, I'll see stuff from him from the set of a movie or something. Like a year and a half after Larry shows Victor Crowley, his stuff pops up on my Facebook every once in a while, and something about Victor Crowley pops up. And I'm like, fuck, this guy was in Victor Crowley. And I hadn't seen it since the theater. I own it on Blu-ray. Like, who was he? He was the dick guy. He was the guy in line with the most awkward scene in the movie. The guy is my Facebook friend. My sister knows the guy. And I'm like, do I message him? I'm like, I saw you in Victor Crowley, and
Get him on now. Get him on now. See if he'll take his dick out. Can you take your dick out for the episode?
I think if I did have him on, I would say, could you please not take your dick out for the episode?
I was in the other camp. I was in the like take your dick out camp. Like that's where I was.
Oh my god, that was a very awkward scene. Me and my wife took our she was probably 17 at the time, our niece, to see that. And then when that scene popped out, I just felt like my dad must have felt through a lot of the movies he took me to see when I was a kid, and like something would happen, like sex scene or something like that, and I'm just like, awkward.
Yeah. I still leave the room if I watch something with my parents and there's just like a subtle sex thing. I know when it's coming. I'll be like, I'm just gonna get some ice cream. Anyone? Do you want something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still remember my dad taking this. It's just kind of funny. It might be like a microcosm of American life, but I still remember my dad taking me to see Terminator, the first Terminator, in 1984. I was like 9 years old. He took me to see that. He let me see every scene in that movie when Schwarzenegger's blowing cops away, carving his own eye out. When Linda Hamilton and Michael Biehn have sex, he told me to turn my head, and I still think of that because it's like that's where we are in America. It's like it's not okay to have sex.
I was
but
going
like
to say
this
that's
guy's
a very
throwing out
American
all the
point
cops.
of view.
Yeah. Turn your head. It's gonna get nasty. Like, he just killed 30 cops, Dad. I'm okay with this. All right. So we went through. We talked about our favorite kill, which was the same. That might be the first for us in total. But let us go down now to our ratings. Let's see. Again, before we rate, don't forget to go to ConnecticutCultClassics.com. May 15th and 22nd. Larry's got something going on. Who knows what it is?
Tell me.
SWOProductions.com.
Not right now.
Stu is always writing good stuff, and Larry is also at horrornewsnetwork.net. So these guys are great. Check out the latest Pine of Comics, by the way, this week.
All I'm promising is that I'm writing stuff.
You're writing stuff. You're writing good stuff.
You're right.
I always
I'll
enjoy
leave
your
the
stuff.
adjectives to other people. I just write stuff. I don't know if it's
Check out the pint this week. We talked about American Graffiti, the 1973 or 2 George Lucas movie. And next week,
the way through it.
yes, and thank you. And next week we will be talking about Batman Forever. All right, so let us get over to. I gotta find the thing here. All right, Let's rate this thing. Now,
Oh.
Stu always has our trusty ratings. I'm going to ask you, Stu, to bring up the ratings from, because we're in the back half of these things. We're finishing off the original series. Why don't you give us what we gave from 7 up to 9?
Okay.
All right.
So for part 7, I gave it a 3.25, Larry gave it a 2.5, and John gave it a 1.75.
Part 7, that's the telekinetic one, right?
Yeah.
That is low. I should have given that at least a 2. All right. All right.
Don't tell me. I know. I told you. Part 8, I gave it a 1.75, which actually now I'm thinking is a bit high. But Larry gave it a 1 even, and John gave it a 1.25.
That's about right.
And then Glorious Part 9, 0.75 for me, 0.75 for John, 0.5 for Larry.
Wow. Poor part
Jason goes to hell.
All right. So real quick, Holly, where would you put each one of those on a 5 scale, 0 to 5 with quarter scale, if you had to rate those 3 right now, just off of recent memory?
What are we doing? Jason Takes Manhattan?
The one before that with Telekinetic Girl.
Telekinetic Girl, Jason Takes
7, 8,
Manhattan.
9, and 10?
Yeah. Well, go
Okay,
7, 8,
so-
9 first.
Scale of 1 to 5?
Yeah.
Okay, so part 7, Telekinetic Girl, I would give a 3.5. Jason Takes Manhattan, 1.5.
Fair.
Jason Goes to Hell, 0.2.
That's bad.
All right. So okay,
And-
hold on.
Wait
We'll get to you in 1 second. We'll get to you in 1 second. So but 0.25 we'll go with for Jason Goes to Hell sucks. Like
Yeah.
It
I
was
think-
really bad.
I think
I
if we
thought
learn,
I was going to have more fun with it when I rewatched it, and I did not have
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
all right. So let's start off with Stu. Let's find out what Stu thinks of what I like to refer to as either Jason X, Jason 10, or Space Jason, or if it was like a celebrity couple, it'd be Spacin.
Spacing.
Yeah.
What do you think of Spacin, Stu?
I know Larry didn't, but I really enjoyed this movie. This just felt like it felt like they knew what they were doing. It felt like somebody watched the Jason movies, somebody watched the Alien movies, and was just like, I want to make a National Lampoon of both of these things. And it's just fun. Like, I had a lot of fun. I laughed several times watching this movie. This movie's a straight up comedy. You just have to accept that at this point, they've done everything else. So they just said, like, screw it. New Line got the rights to Jason, screwed it all the fuck up with Jason Goes to Hell. And instead of running back to the safety of Jason in the woods killing campers, they're like, no, let's go weirder. And they sent him into space and gave us lines like, oh, can't you beam us off of here? Guys, he just wants his machete back. Oh, that'll do it. I like this movie. I am actually going to give it a 3.25, which in my cumulative so far ties it with part 7 for my 3rd highest score.
Okay. All right. I did not mention this earlier. I went off on a tangent, but I had mentioned the snow idea, Jason in the snow, and I kind of went off on that. One of the other ideas, and I had when he was saying the ideas they had for this, and I thought it to myself as a joke because we've already seen some other, like the Leprechaun did this. One of the ideas was actually
Jason in the Hood.
It was one of the ideas, Jason in the Hood.
He kind of did that already, though.
Yeah, Jason Takes Manhattan. Well,
Yeah.
if the
Yeah.
hood is like Toronto.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So Chris gives it a 2.5. Chris gives us a 2.5. Anybody else out there, if you've seen it recently, go ahead and hit us up with what you have. I'll go next. I will say that I am kind of in Stu's camp. So the last few movies, Jason, I know why I gave Jason 7 a low score, because that movie only gets good at the very end.
Yeah.
That's why. When her and him
That's
have
a
their
real
showdown,
bad first half.
when her and him have their showdown, it gets pretty dope, but otherwise it's not that great. Jason Takes Manhattan has a fun factor to it that I enjoyed. It's not good, but I still kind of had fun with it. Jason Goes to Hell was a hard watch. Jason Goes to Hell for me was a harder watch than 6, which I found to be a hard watch. I know everybody loves 6. Friday 13th Part 10. Black people exist. Yeah, that was one of the ways they were going to go. Yeah, so I think the 2 that I had the hardest time doing this all so far were 6 and Jason Goes to Hell. I saw this once many years ago. I remember not liking it. I was nervous about it. But I totally enjoyed watching this movie. It is a complete ripoff of Aliens. But you know, they like Stu said, they took the ball, they went a different direction. Again, I think that this is either tied with, or if you don't want to count the space station, Stu, this is either tied with or actually has the most kills with, I think, like 28. There's like 20 because there's a fuck ton of people.
There are
in
a
this.
lot of people in this.
He kills
out the Solaris.
Even if you took Cronenberg and his goons in the beginning, he kills like 7 people right there. So he kills a bunch of people in this. I'll just go solid 3. I enjoyed this. I had fun with it. It's ridiculous. I will say this. I thought Jason, Uber Jason, was going to be in a lot more than just like the last 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, you really expect more of him whenever you watch it.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to Larry. Let's find out what Larry thinks.
Larry's a hater.
Oh God, am I ever?
Just remember, Jason Goes to Hell. Compare it to that.
Compared to that, it's 13 stars.
Yeah. Well, I didn't enjoy Manhattan. I didn't enjoy him. The thing about Hell, and this is unfair, but Jason Goes to Hell became better for me when I watched an interview with the director. That would have probably been a straight 0, honestly, if it wasn't for me watching the director and you know, kind of getting in his camp about him trying to do something different. This is just, to me, just a ball of shit from beginning to end. From the writing room to the editing floor, it's a ball of shit. The writer is an asshole. You know, just straight stealing another fucking movie and admitting, oh, well, you know, Cameron fucking whatever his name is has enough money. It doesn't matter. This, I don't know. It's hard for me to say that something is worse than 9.
Heart, Larry. Need to have joy.
I really enjoy
Childlike wonder.
I do enjoy the hologram camp scene. Of course, I think that's lovely. Without that, this movie is a straight 0 to me. That campground scene, I'll put it up to 0.25. That's
Holy
the highest.
cow.
That's the highest I'm going to go.
What did he give Hell, Stu?
0.5.
This is worse than Hell?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Listen,
all right.
Larry with
listen.
a hot take.
You've got a horror movie, right? And you've got a sci-fi movie, and they don't do both of them good. Neither of them. It's not a good horror movie. It's not a good sci-fi movie. You can't even do simple fucking math to figure out 450. You can't even. The writer couldn't even do simple fucking math to get that right.
I can't be bothered with math.
I've been stuck on really dumb points in movies, so I'm with you. Like, I know how it feels to get like 1 point on a movie and just be like, can't let it go.
Yeah. That plus they're telling me hockey's gone in 3 years. I can't face that.
That's right.
Yeah, I can't face it. I'm going a quarter. That's it.
Hopefully the Maple Leafs win a cup before hockey.
I'm going to say Goes to Hell is better. Bam.
All right, let's jump over to Holly. Now, remember, Holly has a life-size standee. She has
got a shirt.
She has a.
To be fair, the standee was given to me. This is out of the box, so it's worth nothing. And the shirt I got used. Well, yeah, because I'm a collector.
All right. So,
but anyway,
on 0 to 5, and quarter scale and half scale optional, what would you give Spacin', Jason X?
Spacin'. I give Spacin' a 2. I think because I saw this in 2000 or whatever when it came out, and this was a little ahead of its time for the franchise, I think. But you got to remember, back then, this is when Event Horizon, much better movie, I'm not comparing, but Event Horizon, Sphere, all these space movies were coming out. So I think it was just a little too late on that wave, but I get what they were going for. It could have been a lot better, but I think it could have been a lot worse. If they'd gone the route of Event Horizon with the story and the special effects, this would have been super cool. but I don't think it's nearly as bad as Jason Goes to Hell. I think that movie is just a travesty, except for the last five, except for the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes of that movie, and that's it.
Larry, do you have?
Go ahead.
Do you have?
The last 10 minutes are good, but I'll give you the first 10.
That's what I was supposed to say. I'll give you the first 10. I thought the first 10 were good, but
No, the last 10 or the last 5. The mask with the Freddy gloves.
just-
That
That might just be
Just
1
that.
minute or 1 or 2. Yeah.
It probably
That's fair.
is.
That's fair.
Yeah.
what were you
All
gonna
right.
ask, Tom?
I was going to ask you if just being a collector, and this isn't against what Holly said, but I do know that you tend to like collect a lot of stuff. Do you have any kind of Jason X merch or anything at all?
I do
No.
not. No. And nor will I ever.
oh, you will.
No,
You will before
why?
this year's over. I'm finding something. I'm finding something that you're going to put in your collection because you don't want to say no, because that would be a dickhead move for
It
me to
would be
get
a
you
dick
something.
move.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna get you the novelization. I'm gonna get something that you have to own that's in your fucking collection now. I'm making that. That's my mission right now.
That's a great. It's a
I'm going to
great-
send you this.
I don't want it.
Send the worthless action figure out of the box.
I'll send
I
you
don't want
just
it.
the machete then.
Oh, well,
God.
then he won't be happy again. Guys, he won't have his machete.
Yeah,
This
that's
isn't
right.
the right machete, actually. That's not correct.
No, it had like holes in the
It had
top.
holes in it. It was a future
Yeah.
machete, and as we know, future machetes have holes in them.
Yeah.
Of course they do.
Of course, they
More
do.
aerodynamic that way.
Yeah,
Now, Kane did say that this was the easiest makeup job he had to do because it was basically a rubber suit with a zipper in back. So
Oh, nice.
he
Well,
really
and
is
plus-
a fan of this one.
And plus, at the beginning, they basically just put a mask on him. Like there was no
Yeah.
right.
fucking makeup, pretty much. If they put a mask and some kind of weird cap on him with like tufts of hair.
Yeah,
You know what? Yeah, actually, no, I'm gonna leave it where it is. 0.2. I was gonna give it another 0.25 just for David Cronenberg being in it, but I'm not. I'm gonna leave it at 0.25.
not enough. Not enough.
No.
Remember,
No.
Larry, when the
I
strand,
love. I do. I fucking love Cronenberg. I do.
when
I
the
do
when the
love
strand
Cronenberg.
comes back, when Cult Classics comes back riding hard, it's
Yeah.
going to be Cronenberg night.
It is going to be Cronenberg night.
So I don't know. That might be worth another 0.25 to even it out with Hell. I'm just
I
saying.
think you should air this on Cronenberg night.
Yeah, the 2 hours before. Yeah.
You get the fuck out of here, Stu.
Stu, I know you've never been to a Strand night because where you live, it's 17 hours long. It starts on the Wednesday the week prior, and then it ends at about 2 a.m. on a Sunday.
But the
and
good thing is, it's only 3 hours of my kids doing the raffle, so that's not bad. Like,
dude,
I helped.
you did.
there was the one time, Larry, that you
That was
weren't
the
there
last
for the
one.
raffle. No.
Oh.
That one was rough, but there was the one
Yeah.
time that you had taken off to do the Hatebreed thing, and
Yeah.
I think it was Christine and Matt, I think, and it was like everybody was just like, someone's got to find Larry. The second movie's never going to start. The second movie is never. I have to go to work tomorrow, and it's already 4 a.m, and they haven't started playing like Halloween 5, and I don't even want to fucking watch that.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
All
I
right,
missed that salty popcorn.
Yeah,
Me too.
I don't miss the popcorn, but I miss that. So
John,
again,
John, you and I talk too much. I was trying to go through our text history here and find. I had told you sometime in between last movie and this one, they're doing a thing in Georgia that you can go to the camp where Camp Crystal Lake was or Camp Forest Green was for Jason Part 6, and you have like a weekend camping experience, and they're going to have a big thing set up outside, and you can get a boat and watch Jason Part 6 on the lake.
are you
Yeah,
going?
I
You
saw
said you were
that.
thinking about it. Are you doing
I
that? Or
might.
no?
I might. If my friends are serious about wanting to go to it, they live closer to it, but I might.
Holly, have you
wish
ever
I
been to
could
the Jersey? Have you ever been to the Jersey one?
No, I keep getting emails from them too, but it's so expensive. Even
It
just
is
to
really
do
expensive.
just to
Oh,
do the
really?
tour. But yeah, it's really expensive.
I think it's like
Um,
almost like $200 a person. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but the thing is, it's like Adrian King is usually there, and fucking Tom Savini, and
And it goes to benefit. It's a Boy Scout camp, so it goes to benefit
okay.
that. So
Yeah.
But I would really love to go.
Same here. If I could ever decide to spend that much money on myself,
Yeah.
that's like 5 Fright Rags t-shirts, for God's sakes.
Yes, but memories you could treasure forever. And the diner's still there too. You can
Yes,
go to
it
the
is.
diner, and they
Yeah.
turn the town hall into like a Friday the 13th museum.
People always say
Yeah.
that you can treasure the memories forever, but that's not as counting that you might get dementia.
That's dark.
That's what pictures are for.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true.
Pixar
Alright.
didn't happen.
That's
All
true.
right, guys, we're at our 2-hour mark. Wait, hold on. Any more? Oh, real quick, does Holly have any more Quaj? Again, this fucking
Quaj
island.
related facts about Kane. Well, he moved there when he was younger. That's where he spent most of his actually teenage years. It's a tiny, tiny island. It's like 6 miles long. The thing is like minuscule. And so I guess it's kind of a thing with him in all of his movies. He has some sort of reference to Quaj. That's why it said Quaj on the side of the freezer. So he puts little hints like that and Easter eggs in his movies.
Nice.
So
I had no idea.
I don't know.
No
I
idea.
after the tongue lashing we got from everybody about not knowing about Quaj, I feel like I have to look this up later on.
Yeah.
The wiki, maybe some maps, maybe get an idea of what this
We're gonna have to
thing is
do it.
about.
We're gonna have to do a Fridays at the Pint field trip to Quaj.
Yeah.
We'll do an
You can't.
episode live from Quaj.
Normal people can't go there. You have to be
Oh.
like military or something.
Oh man.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. I bought enough GI Joe figures in 1983 that I should qualify.
Here's a weird little fact.
Honorary
I,
military.
I had a friend who was stationed there a couple years ago, and I knew I was going to see Kane, and so I asked my friend if he could. Is there a gift shop on the island? Could you send me a T-shirt? And Kane only wears like black T-shirts, and they only had blue because they don't wear black on an island. Apparently, I don't know.
Ah.
Hmm.
Well, I guess that makes sense. You're not supposed to wear
'cause it's
black in the
hot.
sun. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the site of a World War II battle. You know what? Everybody, thanks for coming to Piney Comics.
Yeah.
Fuck you for your
Fuck you and your knowledge. Fuck your
you
knowledge,
all.
man.
fuck your knowledge of this Pacific atoll. All right, fuck your knowledge about rear admirals from a few episodes ago. We will be back probably next month or so to finish this off with we're going to go do Freddy versus Jason, and then we'll try to do the next two in short order from each other, but it'll probably be a little bit. So we'll talk to you later. Glad you like Quaj. Have a good night.